Good morning, my cozy TV viewers. This is Weller Does Delmarva. I'm Dan Gaffney. I am not Jim Weller, as you can tell. Jim is off today, but we've got a great show for you live from Smith's Cafe. That's where we are, in Seaford, Delaware, inside the Delmarva Teen Challenge building, which is probably the largest, nicest thrift store I've ever seen. But Smith's Cafe is a full-service, beautiful restaurant in here. We're going to tell you more about that. We have special guests coming up, including one of our great sponsor friends, Colin Walls from Walls Service Center, and we're going to talk to him to begin the program that airs here on My Cozy and also on Delaware 105.9 Radio. So we'll be back and talk with Colin Walls right after this.
Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? Hi, I'm George Foreman. People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can provide patent referrals and submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee your company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-425-1407. That's 1-800-425-1407.
If you're 85 or younger, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Final Expense Direct, and we've been helping families like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today costs over $7,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Final Expense Direct, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam, and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up, and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone.
Call 1-800-616-7440. 1-800-616-7440.
Hey, one of my favorite parts about doing this radio show and television show when Jim's not here is the fact that I get to see George Foreman. It's great to have him here. Wasn't that nice? InventHelp. He was just a couple of booths over.
Nice job, champ.
Nice to have him here at Smith's Cafe in Seaford, Delaware. Here's Colin Walls.
Good morning.
He is with Walls Service Center in Milford.
Right.
It's good to know that you can meet the man who is the mechanic and owns the shop where the other mechanics work. So let's talk about what you offer in Milford.
Well, we offer everything from a simple bulb change on up to replacing an engine or a transmission. That's kind of the specialty, is everything in between.
Right. So, I thought you said the specialty is bulb changing.
Well, we do
I think
specialize.
It's more than that, right?
Yeah, I specialized that on my wife's car last night, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
I had to replace a bulb on it. So, yeah, we can do pretty much everything from a simple on up to major repair work or even replacing an engine or a transmission. We actually have a transmission that's going into a Jeep here this next week coming up, so we do big jobs. Yeah,
I feel sorry for the Jeep owner.
Yeah,
I mean, not that. No, I feel glad that you're doing the work, but you're thinking, oh, ouch.
It's a big
That's
job.
a big job.
Yeah, it's a big job, but I mean, if you need it done, you need it done, and she wants to keep the Jeep. She likes it, and
right. But
you got to fix it.
Who's going to be able to do a job like that? Walls Service Center.
That's right.
That's the point, right?
Right, exactly. And the best way to get in touch with us is you can give us a call. Number's right there on the screen, 422-8110. wallservicecenter.com on the web. All of our information is right there. Or you could stop in. We're at 220 Northeast Front Street. That's in downtown Milford, right across from Abbott's Grill, next to Bicentennial Park. And check out that downtown Milford while you're there. Drop your car off and walk around and check it out.
Yeah. Good to have you here, Colin.
Thank you.
We have... our cars, I've taken our second car and used cars there, and I get good service. I always recommend Walls Service Center. I go there myself, and I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't think it was a good place to get your car worked on. So, good job, Colin.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. And where is here? Smith's Cafe. We are in Seaford, Delaware with Weller Does Delmarva. You can also watch us on Facebook. Are we streaming on the internet today? We are on the Facebook. We're also on what is it? Jim Weller's Facebook page. That's the Jim Weller from Delaware. Jim would have me point out. Right? Hey, Brooks.
Yes.
We're going to also be heard on Delaware 105.9. We're going to be joining the radio listeners in just a moment. So if you're watching on My Cozy TV, you'll see us join in to the live radio. There's a certain time in the hour when we join in, and that's coming up in just a moment. Brooks, and we've got a great lineup here today.
We do,
right?
yes. We got a jam-packed show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Brooks was just telling me a minute ago all the spots in the hour where it's going to be tight. I got the schedule right here, as you can see it, and it's fun. Plus, we're going to be ordering breakfast here at Smith's Cafe, and we'll be telling you all about that in just a moment, okay? So we're joining up here with the radio in just seconds. Stand by, television audience, as we get ready to go live on the radio with it. A new intro, yes. Hello. Thanks for listening to Weller Does Delmarva. Dan Gaffney live in for Jim Weller today, and I am broadcasting at Smith's Cafe inside Delmarva Teen Challenge, which is in Seaford, Delaware. This is the largest thrift store that I've ever seen, and nice and clean and neat. And inside the thrift store, which used to be a Food Lion, I believe, that's how big it is, Food Lion grocery store, is a whole modern, complete, large-scale restaurant, Smith's Cafe. Beautiful food here, great. It's really kind of a unique setup, and I think you ought to come out here and have breakfast with us, or a lunch or a dinner. Very, very good food, and we're going to order our food and tell you all about it today. And we have lots of folks coming up. Barry Adkins from Dry Zone will be here to talk about your crawl space encapsulation, your foundation repair, and that sort of thing. We have Jane Moss and Joan Neal for Young Life. If you've never heard of Young Life, we're going to explain that, have these ladies talk a little bit about what it is and where it's operating. Bob Backman, who is the man behind WRDE TV and My Cozy TV, will be one of our guests as well. And who knows, maybe he'll keep us up to date on the happenings of Little House on the Prairie or whatever show is hot right now here on My Cozy TV. And plus you're in part of the show as well. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll speak with Barry Adkins of Dry Zone. But first, Jim Weller has a few things to say about one of his sponsors, No Nonsense Office Machines. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Dr. T, Dr. Trillia, of course, from Peninsula Chiropractic is first. Back in a minute.
Okay, everybody, it's me again, just reminding you we're doing the show live right here, right now in Smith's Cafe in Seaford. It's located where the Food Lion Shopping Center used to be. It's a really nice, all new, it just opened up the first of this year, good, made-from-scratch home cooking, whether you want breakfast, whether you want lunch, whether you want dinner, whether you want dumplings, whether you want a crab cake, maybe you want shrimp, maybe you want a made-from-scratch, not frozen burger. They have a salad bar. They've got great breakfast, French toast, scrambled eggs. They've got the crab omelet. They've got a lot of nice breakfast specials, okay? And they don't have just scrambled eggs. They've got all kinds of eggs. So anyway, they've got toast, they've got bread, they've got butter, they've got free napkins, free salt and pepper, well lit, very clean, nice restrooms. Great place to have breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and they always have breakfast specials, lunch specials, dinner specials. On top of that, if you like their Facebook page, you can keep up to date on everything. It's called Smith's Cafe. Check them out. And again, today is Saturday till noon. Kids eat free. Every paying adult can bring one child and let that child eat for free. Okay. Are you ready for this next commercial? Here it is. Peninsula Chiropractic Center. This is our friend, Dr. T and Dr. Bud. Dr. Trillia owns the business, been in business over 30 years. He's a good man. He does a great job, and I love dealing with him. He will get the kinks out. So whether you need chiropractic care, maybe you need a good, solid therapeutic massage, it's like a wellness center. So there's Dr. T and Dr. Bud. They're both really good, great personalities. They spend time with you. They talk to you, not at you. They listen to you, and they care about you. So if you've been to a chiropractor before and not got the results you were hoping, check out Peninsula Chiropractic Center. If you have never been to a chiropractor and you want to check them out, feel free to do so. They accept most insurances, and if you have a question about insurance, what's covered, what's not, call and ask for Joyce, and she'll give you all the details before they do anything. And listen, here's a special offer just for my listeners. If you give a call to 629-4344, 629-4344, and say, hey, I heard about you on Jim Weller's show, Weller Does Delmarva. I would like to take advantage of this free offer, and here's what it is. You give a call and say you heard about it on the show, and he will meet with you. One of the two doctors will have a meeting with you to discuss if chiropractic care can help what you're trying to accomplish, okay? Because chiropractic's not for everybody, but if it works wonderfully. So you give a call, tell them about you heard it on the show, and they will give you a free consultation. No deductible, no copay, no cost, a free consultation just to see if they can do what you need and if they are a good fit. And if not, maybe they'll give you some advice on which way you should go with what you got. Okay, 629-4344, 629-4344, and it works best dialed in that order. On the web, it's peninsulachiroCenter.com, and if you would like them on Facebook, they would appreciate that too. Other than that, that's it. I'm turning the show back over to everybody. So take it from here, Dan, and I'll see you. Bye.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks for pointing out a really important feature, too, here at Smith's Cafe, free napkins, which is good. Somebody you gotta laugh with that from the crowd here today. It's great to be with you, Dan Gaffney, and for Jim Weller. This is Weller Does Delmarva every Saturday from Smith's Cafe inside Delmarva Teen Challenge. Jim likes to keep track of these shows. This is show number 214 for Weller Does Delmarva. 214. This is the 92nd show on My Cozy TV. 92 consecutive Saturdays. It is the 82nd show where he's gone from 7 to 9. You want to hear more stats? It's the 40th show where he is on the air till 10 on My Cozy. And it's the 10th show from Smith's.
That's a lot of work, keeping track of all those numbers.
The voice,
so you know.
The voice of Brooke. Now, do you do that?
Yes.
You keep. You're like the statistician, the official statistician of the Weller Does Delmarva show.
That's correct. Yes.
Brooks is all right. He's from Weller's, and we're going to talk with him as well. You know, I mentioned these guests: Barry Adkins, Jane Moss, Joan Neal, Bob Backman, but Brooks Ritter as well knows a lot about the products for sale that you can see today even at Weller's Utility Trailers, and we're going to talk to him as well before this half hour is up. But, you know, I introduced it a minute ago, and this time for real. Jim Weller here to talk about no-nonsense office machines at 7:13.
Brag on no-nonsense office machines. My good friend Rick Fowler, he'll take good care of you. In fact, he's probably in the office now if you give him a call. And if you would do that just to say good morning and thank him for supporting the show, we would appreciate it. His phone number, 856-7381, 856-7381. And you say, what in the world does a no-nonsense office machine do? I don't have a business. Well, that's okay. You don't have to have a business to deal with them. You can have a need for a laptop or a computer, a copier, a printer, a monitor, a keyboard, anything electronic, even gaming systems. He sells them new. He has them used. He stands behind what he sells. His service is great. He's an honest guy. His prices are right. And he's as competitive as anybody else. So listen, if you need anything in the electronics world, you owe it to yourself to check out No Nonsense Office Machines, just 2 miles east of the Circle in Georgetown, right next to Sports at the Beach Complex. Been in business for a long long time. He's the owner, operator. His name is Rick Fowler. You can also friend him on Facebook. You can also like his business, which is No Nonsense Office on Facebook. And on the web, it's nononsenseoffice.com. Again, 856-7381. Give him a call right now and say howdy and see if there's anything he can do to help you out. All right, other than that, I'm going to go. Don't forget, on Mondays at Smith's Cafe, it's 10% off for teachers all day long, and kids eat free from 3 until close on Monday. All right, so other than that, that's it, and I'm going to leave you. So take care, and I will be back in a little bit with another commercial. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Dan Gaffney in for Jim Weller today. Weller does Delmarva. I'm at Smith's Cafe. We're in Seaford, Delaware, where Jim does his show every week. And if you haven't been here, you should come by. I have this right here. You can see if you're watching on My Cozy TV. If you're listening on the radio, you can't see, but it is the Smith's Cafe breakfast menu. They serve every weekday, 6 a.m. to 11, Saturday, 6 a.m. to noon. If you want breakfast till 12, you can get it here. Corned beef hash, country breakfast, steak and eggs, various combos. They have a really good-looking ham here that I've noticed people are eating. It's like like those big circular cuts of ham. It's like a whole half of that. It's like a big piece of ham. It's about this big on the radio. If you're listening on radio, did you see how big that was? Choice of meat. Their scrapple slices were very, very generous, and they make great sandwiches grilled on Texas toast. If you'd like omelets, you can create your own breakfast. And I want to point out, Saturday mornings, kids eat free. That's a Saturday special. And we also have other specials, which we'll tell you about. But I want to point something out here. If you are a breakfast connoisseur, the syrup selection includes something you don't get everywhere, 100% maple syrup. That is one of the big beefs on most breakfast places. Hey, there's no maple syrup, not real maple syrup. It's kind of pricey, real maple syrup. But they have regular pancake syrup or 100% maple syrup if you request it, plus blueberry, strawberry, and King's syrup. If you're into that old-timey breakfast syrup, they have that as well, and they even have a sugar-free syrup, too. So this is Smith's Cafe, where we're broadcasting. Jim Weller likes to talk about his insurance agent, L&W Insurance, and let's hear from him right now.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here, and the show sounds fantastic. Sorry I couldn't be with you, and I want to encourage you to come on out. Get up right now and come on out to Smith's Cafe. Saturdays, kids eat free up till noon, okay? Also, they have specials every day of the week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Their food is just great. If you've never been here, it's inside the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift store. If you've never been there, that's where the Food Lion Shopping Center used to be in Seaford. So it's a great thrift store. It's got a great made-from-scratch home cooking restaurant right inside of it. Smith's has been around a long time, and they do it right. So if you're hungry, come on down. If you're not hungry, enjoy some good food anyway. And listen, Wednesdays, 10% off on all seniors 62 and older, okay? 10% off for breakfast, 10% off for lunch, 10% off for dinner, okay? It's like the trifecta. You can eat 3 times on Wednesday and save 10% each time at Smith's Cafe, okay? So anyway, check them out, and if you would let them know you heard about the show on Weller Does Delmarva, we'd appreciate it, okay? We'd appreciate it. All right, now let's talk about L&W Insurance Agency. People say, Jim Weller, you talk too much and you're too excited about buying insurance. Well, look, it's a fact of life, friends. We've all got to have insurance, but there's nothing like a good insurance agency, okay? And L&W is like a mini army of people. So when you buy car insurance or health insurance or life insurance or homeowners, business insurance, liability insurance, whatever kind of insurance you need, personal or business, they can help you out. Now, you might be listening and saying, Jim, I'm fully insured. I got it at 1-800, I don't know what. But anyway, I want to let you know that they give you a little more service than you're going to get at those 800 numbers. They're real people that do business in your community. They live here, they bank here, they work here, they buy here, they shop here, and they're here for you if and when you have a claim. That's the big thing with L&W. They get involved and they work between you and the insurance company so you don't feel alone and so that you feel like somebody cares, because they do. So it's L&W Insurance Agency, 856-7828. Give them a call. See if what you got is the right insurance for what you need. 856-7828, lwinsurance.com on the web. Tell them I sent you if you would. And other than that, enjoy the good food at Smith's Cafe. All right, I'll be back with you in a little bit. Stay tuned. Here's Dan Gaffney. Take it away. See ya. Bye.
I'm here with Barry Adkins of Dry Zone. Barry, hello.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Great to have you here. Tell everybody a little bit about Dry Zone. We were going to talk about how you've expanded, but before we do that, I think we should probably tell people what you do and where you work now.
Absolutely. Well, I work for Dry Zone. I'm up we're at the barn there on 16, the Beach Highway, and I run. Me and my cohort, Amy Brown, we do the marketing and the appointment center.
Right.
But we're waterproofers. We take care of crawl spaces, basements, foundations, lift concrete, and remodel basements.
Right. So many homeowners and business owners and others will find what you do of interest with that crawl space encapsulation and the foundation repair and the unique products you have to do that. And you've been around for a while serving this area, but you're expanding, which is kind of the topic of this conversation, right?
Yes. Like a lot of people know that we are in the Anne Arundel County, Baltimore County,
Wow.
Baltimore City. And
Based out of here?
Yes.
Wow.
And in Hartford County. And we still handle all of Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia Eastern Shore.
Wow. Tell me about this expansion.
Yeah, that's where we're moving over there. We've already been doing it, taking care of any foundations and poly-level needs over there and other needs. But that's what we're working on right now. And matter of fact, we have we're getting ready to put another truck on a unit on the road and a crew for the poly-level situation.
Tell me, you mentioned it. I don't want to take it for granted that people know what that is.
Correct.
The poly-level. Tell me about what that is. What does that do?
Well, what that is, people may have some tripping hazards around their property, their sidewalks, their sidewalks around their house, around their pool, decks, any concrete around there.
You're talking about a piece or a section of concrete that has sunk.
Correct.
Often at an angle.
Yes.
Like it's down, it's tipped.
Correct.
And so it's tripping against the next piece, right?
Well, and it's also causing a tripping hazard for you and your friends and family who walk around your
That's
property.
Right.
Which could be costly in other ways.
It's a common problem. We see it in driveways up against garages. You see it in sections of sidewalk.
Right. And
things like that.
And before this, the alternative was you had to jackhammer it up and replace it.
Okay.
So you would probably be at least a week without using it because it's got to let the concrete settle. Mm-hmm. You have issues with, if you have multiple pieces and you only do partial, then you have this checkerboard look.
Right. A news piece. A brand new, nice-looking section, right. And then everything else is the older,
correct,
faded, right?
So what we offer this material. We come out and do a free inspection, and then when the foreman and his team come out, they will have a calculator where they'll drill 5/8 inch holes.
5/8 inch.
It's a dime size.
Yeah,
and then
into the concrete.
Into the concrete to the bottom, because the concrete didn't fail; it's the soil that failed.
Underneath, it's the foundation of it, right?
Right. So the soil was either, for whatever reason, could be not compacted well, could have been washed out or whatever. So when we inject our poly-level system, it's a 2-part system. When it goes in, it first, as it expands,
this might not be technical, but it's a goop of some sort. Is that right?
It's a goop of some sort
that goes down into the hole,
and then
into that 5/8 inch hole.
Correct.
Then what happens?
And then it expands. And before it lifts, it's compacting the soil first, and then it'll lift the concrete up.
Well, I think we've all seen that stuff you spray in the house to fill cracks around doors and things,
right.
And it expands.
Yes.
It's a similar process? Not the same stuff?
It's not the same stuff, but the idea is there. Yes, as it expands, it creates a foam, and then it lifts. It's a very strong product. And then what's neat about it, like if it was a driveway and it was butted up to your garage, you can park your car on it after we're done.
That quickly?
Yes. So in a few hours of work,
it's not going to sink back down. It's hardened already.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
What's the guarantee on something?
5 years.
5 years. I like this. I like this a lot. It's a lot quicker, cleaner, and efficient than tearing the whole thing up.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And then not only does the tearing out the part, they got to haul away that old concrete. Your yard's probably going to get messed up, and then you can't use it for that short period. Or for that long period. But ours, we come in a few hours and take care of it.
Now, you guys know the rate of expansion, I take it.
Yes.
In reality, I'm thinking about You're pumping that stuff down the hole. And you're watching it rise, right? You're watching this whole slab, even whole roadways. You've done roadways where it starts to rise.
Correct.
And what do you do then? You're just eyeballing it, like, here she comes, she's almost there, that kind of thing?
Well,
or is it more scientific than that?
It might be a little more scientific than that, but the guys that do it are pros at it, and
I'm not saying they're not. I mean, I know they're pros.
I mean, if I did it, it wouldn't be that good because I don't know what I'm doing. But
like if you put too much in, it's going to go too high on you.
Well, it's an art form that they have mastered.
That's what I mean.
And they've been doing it for quite a while. And of course, they go out to training. Like a bunch of us are going to Omaha in a couple weeks. To be updated on some foundation work.
I wasn't kidding about the whole roadway. You've worked for DelDOT, right?
Yes, we've done sections of Route 1 out there by Scarborough Road and Dover, and another section up near Middletown.
It's pretty cool.
And I went and watched for a little bit, and that is ridiculous how nobody obeys the speed limits and the signs and the cones. Because when we did that, you had to keep one lane open. They couldn't do a full closure.
Right.
And you're sitting there right on the edge of life as cars go zipping by.
It's scary.
It's crazy.
Right. In a construction zone, anybody that's ever worked construction says the traffic, it's even guys that climb bridges. I heard this on Delaware 105.9 the other day, actually. There was a caller called Rick Jensen show, and he climbs to the top of the Delmarva Memorial Bridge. He's a steel worker. He climbs all the way up there. That part doesn't bother him. You know the part that bothers him? Being on the road with the cones. It's the traffic, that kills him.
Yeah, so they're crazy with that. But the say that the polylevel process, it's a proven job, and it's a free inspection.
Cool.
And
like you'll do a small section or a large section.
Correct.
And even can you do this inside a garage too?
Yes, we've done inside of garages, in basements, slab homes.
Where people have poured a whole slab and it started to tip over the years.
Yeah, the ones that I've seen that I personally worked on is when they were done in 4 sections.
Yeah.
In a garage. I know one that we did in Milford, and it had risen in the middle, where it looked like it rose in the middle, but it sank around the outside edges of the foundation, and it was to the point where the gentleman couldn't close his garage door. It was a 2-car garage with a real wide door,
right?
And it wasn't flush with the floor.
Look, we're talking about Dry Zone. Barry Adkins is here. And so this is a neat aspect of what they do. And now they're expanding. If you're listening or watching and you happen to own a home west, and you're here visiting, Dry Zone can take care of you out there in Maryland as well, right?
Absolutely. We crossed the ridge.
Crossing the bridge, the Bay Bridge, right? The bridge. Well, that's really good news. How can people get a hold of Dry Zone, Barry?
Well, they can reach us at 302-684-5034.
5034. 684-5034. And that's area code 302.
And they can stop by or call us today. We are open on Saturdays from 8 to 2. Amy's there today.
Right. And you have a website?
Dryzone.com. And that is full of a wealth of information. Right. And as far as what we do and videos and pictures of what's going on.
Right.
And they can also stop by the barn on Route 16, Beach Highway.
Okay, thanks, Barry.
All right,
Barry's going to come back and talk more about Dry Zone in the next half hour. Brooks is here from Weller's. What's going on at Weller's today in Bridgeville?
Well, Brandon's here getting fueled up to be able to, open the store up at 9
I see him with a big breakfast behind you. The viewers can't see, but there's a big breakfast there.
He's a little behind this week, so he needs to get some energy to come in and try to give me and Earl some competition. But we'll be open at 9 o'clock, and we're just looking to make deals. Jason is not going to be there, so we're trying to see how many we can sell without Jason there. We'll have Terry there to help us make some deals. So we got lots of iron on the grass. If it's raining, we have no problems with going out in the rain. If a lot of people in construction and things like that, where they take advantage of the rain and take the time off, come on out, check us out. We'll figure out what you need, get you set up, and get you down the road.
That's Route 13 in Bridgeville and Wellers.com. But a lot of iron on the ground. You mean a lot of trailers on the ground, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Listen, our radio audience is getting ready to take a break. We'll be back. Dan Gaffney in for Jim Weller. You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. And you're watching on Facebook and on My Cozy TV. But radio audience, it's a news update time, and we're taking a short break, and we'll be right back after this.
Have you ever managed to keep a big secret from your significant other?
I think she knew, but I think she was afraid of him.
Average funeral today costs over $7,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Final Expense Direct, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses.
Hey, so
Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam, and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up, and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone.
Call 1-800-616-7440. 1-800-616-7440.
Dan Gaffney in for Jim Weller at Smith's Cafe. Once again, Colin Walls wants to tell you about Walls Service Center. Colin?
Yeah, good morning. So, Walls Service Center, we're in downtown Milford. We've been in downtown Milford for 59 years. It's kind of unbelievable that a auto repair shop has been around for 59 years. You don't see it very often. We've seen many, many other shops come and go in those 59 years. I haven't seen all 59 of those years, but I am the third generation of Walls to run the business. Actually, my son Colin is there now. So 4 generations at Walls Service Center. So we've stood the test of time, I like to say.
You don't stay in business for that long if you're not treating the customers well. I bet you've had some long-time customers.
Oh, we're on 3 and 4 generations of customers, to believe it or not. And some of the original customers are still around.
Wow.
Yeah, some of our original customers are still around, and they still come to us. So it's pretty amazing.
Are they still driving the same car?
Yeah, still the same car.
That's even a bigger testimony to how great you are, right?
Right, yeah. So anyway, Walls Service Center, we've been around a long time, as I said. We do everything from a simple oil change on up to replacing an engine or a transmission. You can give us a call at 422-8110. You can go to wallservicecenter.com on the web. Check us out there. Stop in. We're at 220 Northeast Front Street. That's in downtown Milford, right across from Abbott's Grill, next to Bicentennial Park. And I encourage you to check out downtown Milford while you're there. Drop the car off, have it worked on, and check out the whole Riverwalk and everything.
And you can see the, it's this way, right?
Yeah,
how do I point
it's going to be
How do I point
opposite.
to it? This way.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm looking at myself backwards. You can see the number for those watching on TV right here with Walls Service Center. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not a mirror. That's what I have to tell Jim.
It's sort of like not a mirror,
Yeah.
right? We're getting ready to come back with our radio audience. So TV audience, stand by one moment. We'll be right back with you. Not going anywhere. Stand by. Good morning. You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. Jim Weller is off. I'm Dan Gaffney. Great to be with you this morning here from Smith's Cafe. Once again, I'd like to remind you where we are. Smith's Cafe is located here inside the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift store, which is a large thrift store. And inside the thrift store is an entire restaurant, full-service restaurant. Sit down. Awesome booths, awesome breakfast. I have some of the features here beyond breakfast. Free Wi-Fi at Smith's Cafe. How about that? Monday, as you've heard Jim say, 10% off for teachers all day. Kids eat free from 3 until close on Monday. Wednesday, 10% off senior citizens all day, age 62 and over. All right. There's a nice history of Smith's Family Restaurant here that you want to read. Smith's Cafe, the next chapter in that history, I believe. So there's lots of other great specials and daily specials and great food here at Smith's. Make sure you stop by. All right. Jim Weller has a few words about Milford Pools and Spas, I believe. Brooks?
Okay, everybody, it's me again. I just want to remind you that kids eat free on Saturday at Smith's Cafe up till noon. With a paying adult, a child eats free. So take advantage of that. And also, Smith's is open 6 days a week. Nice, family-friendly atmosphere, good home cooking, all kinds of food, daily, breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. You can check them out on Facebook. Look them up, Smith's Cafe. And for those that do not know where it's at, it is inside of the Delmarva Teen Challenge Mega Thrift Store, which is in the old Food Line Shopping Center in Seaford. So you can check out the restaurant or the thrift store, or you're allowed to check out both. So if you would, tell them I sent you, okay? Now, I recently have got myself a hot tub and a sauna. And I got it from Pools and Spas Unlimited in Milford, Delaware. And I want to tell you, if you're looking for a new pool, they have all kinds of pools. They make them, they design them, they sell vinyl, concrete, fiberglass pools, many shapes and sizes, whether it's for your home, whether you're building a housing development one and you want it for the community, whatever size pool you may want or need, they can help you out. But they also have all kinds of pool supplies and chemicals and inflatables. They have a real nice store right there on Rehoboth Boulevard in Milford. And they also sell hot tubs. They got lots of them on display. You can come in. You actually can come in and get in one if you want. I call that test driving a hot tub. So anyway, check them out. It's called Pools and Spas Unlimited. You can look them up online. They are at swimdelmarva.com. Kind of cool. swimdelmarva.com. And also on Facebook, it's Pools and Spas Unlimited of Milford. And they're raffling off a brand new $6,000 spa. So you can buy one ticket for $1 or 6 tickets for $5, but the drawing is October 28th, so don't wait around on that. If you want to get some tickets, just stop in the store and get them and browse around while you're there. So it's Pools and Spas Unlimited in Milford on Rehoboth Boulevard, swimdelmarva.com, and like them on Facebook. It's Pools and Spas Unlimited of Milford. And check out the hot tubs. We're also getting a sauna, a hot tub. We're very excited, and like I say, it's pools, chemicals, spas, saunas, a little bit of everything. Pools and Spas Unlimited in Milford. Tell them I sent you. Phone number 424-1999. 424-1999. Good group of people there. They'll take good care of you. Tell them I sent you. All right, I am done with that. So other than that, you have a good day, a good weekend. Thank you very much for tuning in the show. Dan Gaffney, I appreciate your help. Colin and Katie and Brooks, thank you, everybody, and especially Smith's Cafe for hosting the show there inside the restaurant. So we're here every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 if you want to come join us. All right, I'm throwing the show back to you all. So have fun with it, and I will see you. Take care. Bye. Okay, everybody, it's...
Oh, we're back. Just kidding. Good morning. It's great to be here at Smith's Cafe. I was pretending to... I was making a joke. Hey, you know, Jim Weller's all over the internet. Do you know that? And we want to make sure you know all of the places to learn about Weller's utility trailers. Brooks, you're going to help me out with this, right? You got Wellers.com. That's your main business website, correct? Wellers.com.
That's correct.
Okay. Good morning, Brooks. Hi. Welcome to the show, by the way. Good to have you here. Weller Does Delmarva is another. You can find them on Facebook. Weller Does Delmarva. That's this show.
That's correct. We also have a website for that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Jim Weller, as a person, wants you to friend him on Facebook, the Jim Weller from Delaware.
Yeah, from Delaware. Make sure it's not the one from Alaska.
And tell me about the the sheds and carport.
Yeah, we have Weller Sheds and Carports. That's also a likes page. And
on Facebook?
Yeah, on Facebook. Okay. We have Delaware low-digit surf tags. We also have the Live with Walls and Wellers show. There's a Facebook page for that.
That's a Wednesday show they do on Facebook. It's the new medium. Who needs a TV channel or a radio station? Just go straight to Facebook. Look, a lot of broadcasters like to tease Jim Weller and Colin Walls about that. But when you look at the actual stats, you see that they're getting more views than some of these broadcasters.
That's correct.
So what are they making fun of?
Exactly. It works. It works. That's what matters. We also have Delaware storage sheds, garages, and carports. So we have lots of Facebook pages.
All right. Lots of ways for you to interact and get information if you're in the market to buy some of these things, and also interact with the folks at Weller's and with Jim Weller, who is off today, and that's why I am here, Dan Gaffney. It's 7:38, and I take it everyone has survived Friday the 13th. I didn't have any doubt, by the way, that you would survive Friday the 13th, but it's not a superstitious day for me.
Neither for me.
Don't believe in that. However, The most widespread superstition in America, according to AmericanFolklore.net, it is the most widespread superstition in America. Some people don't go to work on Friday the 13th. Some people will not eat in restaurants. Why? I don't know. And many wouldn't think of setting a wedding on that date either. They think it's unlucky.
Hey, if they don't go to work, is that an unexcused absence?
I believe it would be an where I work. How about where you work?
Absolutely, it would be an unexcused absence.
Right, absolutely. Some people, psychologists say some people actually have a real fear of Friday the 13th. I feel sorry for them if they do.
Yes.
But the various effects can range from a mild, nagging sense of doom to full-blown obsessive behavior. Some people even refuse to get out of bed on Friday the 13th. That's a Salon.com online magazine had that little factoid. But you've made it. You see nothing bad happen. It's now Saturday the 14th, and we're doing all right here at Smith's Cafe. Jim Weller is coming up next to tell us about Duck Inn Car Wash right here live.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here again, and I want to encourage you to get up this morning and come on out to Smith's Cafe. We're live here till 10 o'clock. If you've never met Dan Gaffney, here's your chance to say howdy to him. Also, the food here is fantastic 6 days a week. So breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make plans to check out Smith's Cafe this week. And if you heard about it here on the show, let them know that if you would, okay? Tuesdays, 10% off, veterans and active military all day long. You do need to show your ID if you would. All right, so anyway, let's talk about Duck Inn Car Wash. Duck in dirty, drive out clean. They have 2 locations, Seaford. They have one in Milford. They have 2 Facebook pages. If you would be kind enough to please do it now if you would. Just like both their Facebook pages and click on notifications. That way, whenever they want to tell you something, you'll know that they're saying it. DuckInCarWash.com on the web. Open 7 days a week. Saturdays, Monday through Saturday. 8 to 5, and Sunday 9 to 4, weather permitting, okay? They employ about 60 people. Locally owned, locally operated. They'll take good care of you. Every time you get 12 washes, your 13th is free. They also have, every time you get a car wash, on the bottom of your receipt, if you go back within so many days, you get like $3 off your next car wash. So it's a great deal. Everybody loves a clean car. They have gift cards. They never expire. So look, it's duckincarwash.com in Milford, in Seaford. Get in there today. Get your car clean. Buy some gift certificates and give them out. And let's clean up Delmarva one car at a time. Other than that, I got to go. Okay? I'll see ya. Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.
All right. Don't take my word for it. Let's go live. This is unsolicited and unplanned, but we have Andy over in this booth over here. If we can get a camera shot on Andy. There he is. You see him on TV. Now you're going to hear him on the radio. Andy, I hope I turned that on, Andy. Is that
testing?
You're on?
Testing.
Good. Andy knows what he's doing. He turned it on. So listen, Andy, where are you from?
I am from Georgetown.
Okay. Tell me about your breakfast.
Well, as you can see, I am a food connoisseur, and I can honestly say this is one of the best places to come for breakfast. I mean, I had a complete breakfast with coffee, and you're talking $5.25.
Whoa.
I mean, you can't even cook it for that.
I know. Good deal, right?
You know what I mean? Very good. Very good.
It's a neat place.
And,
is this your first time here, Andy?
This is my second time here.
Okay.
And it's my Saturday stop from now on.
Cool. That's good.
Like I said, for the price, you can't beat it. The service is excellent. The food is excellent.
I've had
much more I can say about that.
I've had a good time chatting here off television, off microphone with Andy, and it was good to meet him. He's a regular Delaware 105.9 listener. Really great to have you here, man. Thank you very much. Good to talk to you. How about that? Let's hear for Andy, everybody. Nice to have him come to the microphone. Here's Barry Adkins of Dry Zone stepping up to our guest microphone here today, one of our super sponsors, and we were just talking about how this business is growing and expanding. And Barry was telling us last segment about their expansion into Maryland, across the Bay Bridge into Anne Arundel County, etc. Lifting concrete with that method they use, the crawl space encapsulation and foundation repair, all of this sort of thing that you do. And with the expansion, you need help, right? They tell me it's hard to find good help.
You're absolutely right, Dan. And it's not only just for the expansion, but just for our local area as we increase our crews or had the need to increase our crews. We've had a couple job fairs and had great success in finding some great people, but we still want more. And I believe this week on the 17th, we're attending in the town of Laurel, the library is having a job fair from 12 to 2.
Okay.
So we'll be participating in that, as well as, we're still aggressively looking for...
What kind of job openings do you have? Let's talk about what they do and the kind of people you're looking for.
Well, we want... one of the areas we're looking at is for our crew members, the people who actually install the products that we offer. Mm-hmm. And we want them to be upbeat, happy people who like to work and want to work. And the neat thing about the opportunities we have for them is not like, if you were a painter or a roofer or concrete layer, today you wouldn't be working.
Right.
In the rain.
Because it's rainy.
Rain and the bad weather. And typically if you're not working, you're not getting paid. So with us, we work all the time.
It's not dependent on the rain.
We're not depending on the weather. You're going to get 52 paychecks a year from us and guaranteed work.
Maybe you're tired of trying to chase the jobs yourself.
Correct.
And you just want to kind of turn that back over to somebody else, right?
And we're hiring for all those positions. So whether you're entry level or a foreman, come in and talk about what your experiences are, and we will find a position for you.
Okay. This is Dry Zone. There's an employment tab, I think, on your website, right? Dryzone.com. Dryzone.com. DRYZONE. Dryzone.com.
And they can stop in and fill an application, drop in a resume off, and we'll set up an interview with them.
Well, people want to know about the working conditions. What's it like?
Well, the neat thing is you have to be scared of heights because you don't get on ladders.
Oh, you don't have to get on ladders.
No ladders. Everything.
Crawl spaces generally aren't on the third floor. Is
Correct.
That what you're trying to say?
So it's you're on a ground floor level.
Right. Good point, Barry. Good point.
And we supply your tools. We supply your training. All we want you to do is to be eager to work and show up to work.
All right. Very good.
And we offer, competitive salaries and training, and we also offer insurance and benefits.
Oh, see, there you go.
And a lot of contractors don't offer that or have that.
So what are you waiting on? What are you waiting for? At least talk to them about it.
Absolutely.
Because now everyone wants to know, and you probably won't say on the air, what's it pay, or what are the salary range? But you say it's competitive. You're going to stay competitive. You're trying to actively hire people, so you want to be competitive.
Correct. And, of course, it's going to be based on your experience. I mean, if you have management skills and foreman background, then that's probably where we're going to steer you into.
Right. Now, you changed careers. I remember you from a previous career. You totally changed careers.
Oh.
And now I've noticed in years of dealing with Dry Zone, not only did you go to Dry Zone, but you've now worked your way up into different positions, even within Dry Zone.
Absolutely.
Maybe you could tell a little bit of your personal story.
Well, yeah, I had it's fine. I was in big box retail for 25 years.
Right.
And managed stores and people and hiring and all that aspect. And then, unfortunately, as their times changed, it was time for me to change. Mm-hmm. And a good friend of mine, Derek McCarroll, was working for Dry Zone, and this is completely different, construction company and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and
totally new for you. Can you imagine? You're in the retail world, and now you're going to go into basically the contract constructing world, right?
Exactly. So it was a very nervous. I watched them for 9 months because I don't like change. This is I think my 5th job in my life.
Okay.
And what I liked about them is how they treated their people and they treated their homeowners. And I'm like, it reminded me back when it was, because my parents used to have a business that was related to what I did professionally.
Well, what did you do when you first started with Dry Zone?
I was a designer. I was the person who came and interviewed the homeowner and gave them a solution for their crawl space or basement or whatnot.
Right. An estimate and all that.
That thing. Yeah. So I did the whole proposal and sold, and then. That's
when I first met you.
Right.
He would come to a live broadcast as an advertiser and explain the products and services and how it works and try and make appointments and things. All very good. Now you're in a different role.
Yes, as I kind of outgrew crawl spaces, physically, and so they liked what I did, and they offered me the marketing spot. So I do marketing, and then with Amy Brown we do marketing, and we now take the appointment center. So
I like it.
So we do it. It's a
so
lot of fun.
This is what you're getting into. You're getting into a company where people advance,
yes,
and treat people well, and Barry knows because he started at one level and has gone up to another. And if you want to work at Dry Zone, why not investigate it? You can't hurt by doing that, you know. You should always keep another iron in the fire, I think, just in case.
Absolutely.
So you should check it out. You might want to make the move to Dry Zone. DryZone.com. And what else do you want to tell us about?
Well, they can stop by the barn and introduce themselves and fill out an application and bring a resume.
Barn, Route 16 in Ellendale, just down from the Royal Farms, the Red Barn. That is the home of Dry Zone.
Absolutely. And, or go to our website or call us 684-5034. We're there to help you.
684-5034. So, Barry, I'm glad you did that. A lot of people out there looking for change and opportunity, and I think presenting opportunity on the Weller Does Delmarva show is a good idea.
Thank you.
Thanks, Barry.
Take you later.
All right. Always a pleasure to talk to Barry Adkins of Dry Zone. DryZone.com. There he goes. Thanks, Barry. Good to see you, man. Barry seems to be very happy with his job, too, so you can as well if you visit DryZone.com. Dan Gaffney in for Jim Weller, but Jim is here through the magic, we used to say the magic of radio and recording, to tell you now about Community Bank.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. It's me again, and doggone it, I've got a doggone good idea for you with some doggone good prizes. It's a contest. Our friends at Community Bank Delaware, with 2 locations, Lewis and Rehoboth, have come up with a doggone cute contest, all right? So all you do is bring your dog into one of their locations, have his picture, his or her, have their picture taken, and then you're entered into the contest. And you say, well, what do I win, Jim? Here's what you're going to win. If your dog is the lucky winner, you're going to win a $150 gift certificate to a local pet store. Then your dog will be used in a press release in the Cape Gazette. And on top of that, the bank is going to make a donation to the Grassroots Animal Rescue in your dog's name. So get your dog and go on into Community Bank Delaware, Lewis, or Rehoboth and get the picture taken. And listen, when is the announcement? The announcement is going to be on Friday morning, October 27th, during the Dan Gaffney Show on Delaware 1059. So get in there, get your dog's picture taken, get entered. Maybe you'll be the lucky winner. $150 gift certificate to a local pet store. The dog will be in a press release, and on top of that, they're going to also make a donation to the Grassroots Animal Rescue in your pet's name. Community Bank Delaware, 2 locations, Lewis and Rehoboth. Phone number 226-3333. Get on in there, doggone it, and get your dog's picture taken and enter this contest. Other than that, I'm going to turn the show back over to Dan, and thank you for tuning in. See ya. Bye. Hey, everybody, it's me again, just saying thanks a lot for tuning in to Weller Does Delmarva. We're celebrating our 4th year of doing this show, so whether you listen on Delaware 1059, you watch it on My Cozy TV, or my Facebook page, or you watch it live or later at Weller Does Delmarva, maybe you've been on the show, you support the show, we thank you very much. Smith's Cafe, we sure do appreciate you allowing us to do the show at the restaurant and for helping underwrite the cost of doing the show. Smith's Cafe is the place for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I personally endorse it and love eating there. Okay, another thing. Today's a big birthday in the Weller family. My son Jimmy, today is his birthday, so happy birthday, Jimmy Weller. And I wanted to let you know I'm not with you today because I'm in Salisbury, Maryland, because my wife Denise has been training for the past year. She took up taking spin class. She joined the Y and goes swimming. And she bought a carbon fiber bicycle. And she's been training to ride in the Seagull Century. It's a 100-mile bike ride. Now, she just rode 50 miles last Saturday in the MS Bike to the Bay fundraiser event. And then today she is riding in Salisbury in the Seagull Century. 100 miles on a bike on purpose, and I'm very proud of you, Denise. So anyway, my son-in-law Jason also rode 75 miles last Saturday, 75 miles last Sunday in the Bike to the Bay event, and then he's riding today 100 miles in the Seagull Century. And Jason is a good young man, and he has MS. He's riding with MS, and he fights it, and he does a good job. He's a great son-in-law, husband, and father, and employee, and I'm very proud of him. So I've got this going on today. That's why I'm not there doing the show live. So I want to say thank you to Dan Gaffney. Thank you to Brooks Ritter, Katie, Colin II, for all of you getting up so early, making sure everything works and happens, and putting on a good show. And for my audience, thank you very much. God bless you all. Have a good weekend, and I will see you when I see you. All right, take it away, Dan. See you. Bye.
Taking it away.
Howdy, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Taking it away at Smith's Cafe. We are in Seaford, Delaware, Route 13, sort of behind where Grotto is. Okay, that's just an easy way to describe where we are. In the shopping center that houses Delmarva Teen Challenge on the end is Smith's Cafe. This is a real surprise for you when you come in here. And they have a lot of great specials. I talked about the regular menu items, but I want to kind of tell you some of the specials. We took a picture of the specials board, and I'm going to read it to you here this morning. 222 white chocolate pancakes. You've heard of chocolate chip pancakes. These are white chocolate pancakes with 2 eggs and meat, $5.50. Scrapple and cheese omelet with home fries and toast, $5.25. That's the special omelet. They have a lot of other omelets, but that's just the special today. Sausage gravy with home fries on biscuit or toast, $6.50. And you can get a grilled bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on Texas toast, only $4.25. These are in addition to the regular menu items here at Smith's Cafe. Really cool to be here. It's a fun place. I find this place really, really interesting. First of all, Delmarva Teen Challenge, a great organization, great operation that helps men with life-controlling issues regain their lives through a residential live-in program with a great success rate, high success rate. And one of the ways they fund that ministry and that help center, if you will, is through this thrift store, which is wonderfully laid out. It's the size of a big grocery store, giant grocery. It's like a department store in here, all laid out in thrift store. So if you're looking for bargains from books to clothing to artwork and everything in between, they have it here. And it's reminds you of like a Woolworths or something, because you can come over to Smith's. Like they used to have the dining area of a restaurant if you're used to like an old Woolworths or Boscov's or something. So that's the kind of setup it is, and it's really kind of unique right here in Seaford on Route 13, Smith's Cafe. We love it. I'll tell you who else we like, and that is Mid-South Audio, Kevin Short's great business. Jim Weller's going to tell you about that right now.
Howdy, howdy, friends. It's Jim Weller. Sorry I couldn't be there in person today, but I wanted to remind you that on Saturday, kids eat free till noon at Smith's Cafe. So get up, get ready, come on out, enjoy the show in person right here till 10 o'clock this morning. And Smith's is open 6 days a week, but on Saturdays, with every paying adult, one child eats free up till noon. So today is the day. Come on out and enjoy a great made-from-scratch breakfast. Also, I want to brag on Mid-South Audio. My goodness, Kevin Short and his team do a great job for Weller Does Delmarva. A lot of the equipment you see and hear us use, we get from Mid-South Audio. They know what they're doing. They always can help us figure out how to work things, and they don't just sell it to us and that's where it ends. They sell it to us and that's where the relationship begins. So if you need anything Mid-South Audio offers, look them up online at midsoutaudio.com. Whether it's audio, visual, or lighting, they can help you in many different ways with many different things, and their prices are great. So it's 856-6993, 856-6993, celebrating 28 years, midsoutaudio.com. All right, I'm going to be going for now, and I'll be back later. So guys, gals, take it away.
Right on. Coming up a little later on, Jake Moss and Joan Neal from Young Life will be here. Bob Backman will be here as well from WRDE-TV. Right now, it's Brooks from Weller's. Brooks is here to talk about Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. And how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. A lot of things going on over here.
I know. We're busy. You're busy. Brooks is not only talking to us about Weller's, he's also running and engineering the show. So tell me a little bit about it.
Well, we're actually getting ready to take a break from the radio.
All right, let's do that. We'll be back. Our radio audience getting ready to take a break. Back after the news at the top of the hour here with Weller Does Delmarva, Delaware 1059. All right. And more with Brooks and coming up in just a moment. During this TV spot, we have Colin Walls from Walls Service Center joining us. Good morning, Colin.
Good morning. It is a good morning down here. And,
My Cozy TV viewers, this is your chance to learn about where to get your car serviced.
Well, first off, I want to encourage everybody to get down here to Smith's Cafe. And if you can't make it today, just come down anytime during the week. But make sure you mention, hey, you know what? I heard about this on Weller Does Delmarva, Jim Weller's show, or just mention Jim Weller's name, and that typically is enough for them to know that that's where you learned about this place from. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Wall Service Center, I'd like for you to check that out too. We're at 220 Northeast Front Street in downtown Milford, and we do auto repair. You know, it's work that we've done for 59 years. We've been around, so a long, long time. Family business since then. My son Colin has joined me in the business, and that is the fourth generation to be at this shop, just taking care of customers and working on cars.
You have, is it 5 bays?
5 bays, yep. And actually 2 of the bays are too deep, but we'll just call it 5 bays.
What do you mean too deep?
You could actually get 2 cars in each.
I thought they were too deep. You needed to do something about it.
Yeah, T-O-O deep, yeah.
Not T-O-O deep.
T-W-O deep. That's
there
right.
There you go. T-W-O deep.
Right. So, so actually we could get, 7 vehicles in the shop there and work on them. But, we do a lot of work there, and we do everything from a simple oil change on up to replacing or an engine or a transmission. And
right, you're talking about you're getting ready to do a transmission on a Jeep right now?
That's right. Yep. Got a Jeep, older Jeep that the lady is really fond of, and she wants to fix it. And so we diagnosed it. We figured out what the problem was. And
sometimes the Jeep people, the older the Jeep gets, it's aging like a fine wine. You get attracted to it and don't want to give it up.
Yeah, and we also, one thing I want to mention is we deal with Jasper engines and transmissions. And if you're not into the automotive, you might not know the name Jasper, but it's a very good. I know you know the name Jasper. That's one of my son's names.
One of my son's name is Jasper.
Right, but
and his middle name is Transmission, but that's it.
Right.
Jasper Transmission Gaffney,
So,
not really. Go ahead.
But so anyway, they are a good quality brand. They rebuild engines and rebuild transmissions, and a lot of times they actually make them better than when they were new from the factory, because they figured out, if there's a common failure on an engine or a transmission, they've actually figured out how to fix that failure or weak point in it, and it makes it even better. So. And they have great warranties. I believe engines are 3-year, 100,000-mile warranties. So that's a big warranty to have on an engine. So anyway, Wall Service Center, you can get in touch with us by giving us a call at 422-8110. You can go to wallservicecenter.com on the web, 220 Northeast Front Street in downtown Milford. But if you've forgotten all of that, just go to wallservicecenter.com. All our information's right there. You can actually schedule an appointment right there at the website. So make it nice and easy for our customers, and we'll try to get you in and out as fast as possible.
For those of you that are regular watchers of the Weller Does Delmarva show here on My Cozy, you know that we often have George Foreman here, but we understand that he's left. And we're not unable to hear George Foreman about Invent Help, which is too bad because I was ready to take him on. He puts his dukes up in that commercial. Have you noticed?
Yeah, oh yeah, I know.
What happened? He left?
He's gone. Yeah, he got a belly full, and he, got to go home and take a nap. He's getting older.
Beyond our control.
Right. All 7 kids named George are needing some attention at home.
How much do you want to bet here at Delmarva Teen Challenge they have some George Foreman grills or something over here in the kitchen area?
I bet they do.
I bet they have some George
Hey,
Foreman.
those commercials, I encourage people to call those numbers and stay on the phone for at least 30 seconds with them, just to, let them know who you are and where you're calling from.
Right. And the other one for the funeral
right,
security.
Final Expense Direct. Final Expense Direct. Yep.
Colin loves those guys.
Use those numbers that we have here too. Don't go and look them up separately. You need to use those numbers and talk to them for at least 30 seconds.
We're at Smith's Cafe, and we're also broadcasting on My Cozy TV. We are also on Delaware 105.9 Radio. We're on a break from the radio right now. We're going to be joined after the radio station does a does a little break. But we're hanging out. I was talking to Brooks a minute ago about Weller's, and for those who are watching here today, you need to know about Weller's utility trailers. We have a minute here, so we can talk a little bit about Weller's, Brooks.
Sure. Yeah, well, we are a one-stop shop for a lot of things. We have, of course, everybody knows we have trailers, but we also have sheds, carports, kayaks. Might be a good idea to pick one of those up with all this rain coming down.
Right.
And also we have swing sets. And then if you come in there, one thing I hear a lot from customers is, I didn't know you had that. Wow, you have that? You have that? We just have a mixture of everything. We have socks, we have leaf blowers, we have many trailer accessories, but we also have items for your pet. We have brass planters. We have portfolios for pads of paper. So we just have all kinds of things in our showroom. Come down, take a look, check it out. You'll be surprised. I'm sure you'll find something that you're interested in. We have one thing that's actually really popular. We've shipped them all over the country. They're called they're an Amish-made surprise box. And they have either a spider or a mouse in it.
It's a little box with a door, and curious people cannot help themselves, and they open this little door, and a spider or a mouse jumps out, right?
That's correct.
It's hilarious.
And
Made by the Amish. It's how they entertain themselves.
Out of 100 people that come up to the counter, at least 95 of them open these things.
Yeah.
And at least 90 of those, you'll get a scream or a yell or a jump. So it's quite funny. I keep telling
like
Jim we
Amish
need to,
Americana humor.
Yes, I keep telling we need to take that off of our camera footage at work and send it into America's Funniest Home Videos or something.
Yes,
so
that would be a good montage to do.
We could win some money.
Just as a Facebook ad.
Absolutely.
Speaking of that,
one of the many things we have.
Right on. Speaking of that, we're on Facebook as well. Don't forget to go to Weller Does Delmarva on Facebook. Weller Does Delmarva. Also, Jim Weller's personal Facebook page. You want to watch this thing, right?
Yep.
That's the Jim Weller from Delaware.
Yep. You can watch on his Facebook page, or you can also go to wellerdoesdelmarva.com.
Right.
It's playing live there as well.
We're getting ready to rejoin our radio audience. That'll be coming up in just a few moments. So we're going to remind you that this is My Cozy TV and Weller Does Delmarva live in Seaford, Delaware at Smith's Cafe inside Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift shop, which is on Route 13 in the northbound lane. And if you're watching us on television, thank you very much. And we're going to pause briefly while we rejoin and resync with our radio audience. Coming up in just a moment. Hang on. Good morning, Delaware 1059, Weller Does Delmarva. Dan Gaffney in for Jim Weller today. Jim is off, and I'm having a great time hanging out at Smith's Cafe inside Delmarva Teen Challenge. Thanks for listening. This is hour number 2 of a regular Saturday show, Weller Does Delmarva. And we have coming up this hour, Jake Moss and Joan Neal from Young Life. Have you ever heard of Young Life? I have. I know a little bit about it, but I don't want to give it away. Going to let them explain what Young Life is and how it operates in the area, and we're going to learn all about it today with those guests. Also, this morning, I'm really happy to have Bob Backman from WRDE TV and My Cozy TV. It's your local NBC channel and your local My Cozy channel. They'll be coming up this hour as well as we fill in for Jim here on Weller Does Delmarva. And Jim is still with us in spirit and in voice, because here he is now talking about first-class heating and air.
Howdy, everybody. Jim Weller here, and I hope you're enjoying the show. I miss being with you. Dan is doing a great job along with everybody else there. So listen, Smith's Cafe is open right now. The food is cooking. The tables are available. Come on down and join us for breakfast. We're doing the show live till 10 o'clock, but Smith's is open 6 days a week from 6 in the morning till 8 in the evening. They also have takeouts, so if you don't have time to stop and sit down and eat, give them a call at 990-5711. That's 990-5711, and place your takeout order and stop in and get it and go. Made from scratch, good home cooking for you at Smith's Cafe in Seaford. And you say, where in the world is it? It's inside the Delmarva Teen Challenge. Well, where in the world is that? That's the old Food Lion Shopping Center. You can't miss it. Big, really nice, well-lit, very, very nice thrift store. 30-some thousand square feet. And then right inside of it, there's Smith's Cafe. So you got it all in one location, the thrift store or the restaurant. Listen, don't forget, Thursdays is free dessert day with your purchase of a meal from their specials board, okay, from 11 till close. Free dessert Thursday. Don't forget that. Now, I want to talk about first-class heating and air. You hear me talk about them week after week. Love dealing with these people. And you'll find the people that advertise on my show are people that I have a relationship with, I've dealt with for years, and I know they're going to do a good job for you. So it's first-class heating and air. Heating, air conditioning. Maybe it's time to just have your system tuned up or checked over. Maybe you want to get a maintenance agreement. The nice thing about them is you don't have to worry about a thing, and if you need anything done, you get a discount on parts and labor. And even if you need plumbing done, they'll give you a discount on that if you have a maintenance agreement. So anyway, first-class heating and air. They're licensed. They're insured. Their vehicles are lettered. Their employees are background and drug tested, and they have uniforms on. So it's a first-class company. Locally owned, locally operated, 24/7 emergency service. Financing is available, and it's a good company. So give them a call, 934-8900. That's 934-8900. On the web, it's firstclasshvac.com, and look them up on Facebook and like their page there. But if you'd give a call and just say good morning to them, that would be nice. 934-8900. Other than that, I'm turning the show back over to Dan. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Brooks. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Smiths, for having us. And thank you to my audience for tuning in. I'll see you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim Weller. Lots of thank yous to go around. Jim, thank you very much. We're here live at Smith's Cafe, and I'm joined by our next guests, are Jake Moss and Joan Neal, and they're here to talk about Young Life. Joan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Tell me, what is Young Life, if you would?
Young Life is a program that's all about building relationships with adolescents.
Okay.
Jake Moss is our only full-time staff person, and he goes out and builds relationships with teenagers, and once he builds that relationship, he shares the gospel of Jesus Christ with them.
So tell me how, what do you do as a full-time staffer? Tell me a little bit about, from your perspective, about Young Life.
Yeah, absolutely. Young Life was kind of established when a guy was hired by a church to reach students that wouldn't come into the church. Mm-hmm. So he said the way to reach those students was to go to them. So as a staff person, I'll often go to events where students are. I go to, whether it be sporting events, I'll volunteer at the school in the cafeteria for lunch duty, or whatever they'll let me come to. In addition to the public events, I'm directing the fall play at the school this year, for example. So just spend as much time with kids as possible.
Right. And relationships are established, and then the gospel is shared.
Yeah. So, and the gospel is shared in a bit of a different, so it's shared once the relationships are built. Kids are invited to meetings that we have, for example, something called Young Life Club, which happens outside of the school setting.
Right.
And then we are free to share the gospel. It's something that we call earning the right to be heard.
So where do these meetings take place? In various churches, or?
So oftentimes the kids that we are reaching out to have sort of an aversion to the church for whatever reason. And so we start the meetings where the gospel is shared are at houses. So we meet at a house right now in their living room. And then as kids start relationships with Jesus, we've invited them to church and into a discipleship process.
Are there different Young Life groups? Different chapters or whatever? Because I've talked to other people who have a Young Life meeting at their church or whatever, and it may be a different Young Life.
So Young Life is a huge international organization in all 50 states in 100 countries. Mm-hmm. It's massive. There's 80,000 volunteer leaders. There's 5,000 staff all over the world. So it looks a little different everywhere you go.
Right.
There are areas, I believe there's 3 or 4 in Delaware alone, that do it all a little bit differently.
Right. Even within Sussex County, I think.
There's 2 different ones in Sussex. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm speaking from more of my experience and what Young Life has looked like both when I was a high school student and now on staff.
Right.
But so if you go, I've noticed when I've talked to more inner city Young Life areas, New York or Baltimore, places like that, they will often meet in churches because the students there associate churches with a safe place. It's a place they're comfortable going.
What is the aversion that you hear most from young people? Is it an aversion to a God? Is it an aversion to Jesus? Or is it an aversion to the church as a body, or a mix of all 3?
Interesting. I think what I see most often is either it's kind of a combination. I see an aversion to God. There are kids who are just like, how can a God so loving let all of these things happen? Especially, in the past 3 weeks,
always the question of evil.
Absolutely, there's the question of evil in the world, which we try to tackle, but there's also things like people may have had associations with church people that are hypocritical, and so we come in and kind of try to say
the entire body on
absolutely in a bad experience, and so we try to come in and be like, this you've had a bad experience, and that's not what Christ himself. When you get to know Jesus, the person of Christ who's living and active, you will see something different.
So I guess it's like anyone else we encounter, right? It could be straight up professing atheist. It could be bitter, embittered person, or what have you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just like anything else. So what were you doing in high school when you were approached by a Young Life person?
So I just went to school and I was there. I got involved with Young Life because a friend of mine invited me, who his older sister had always been involved. But I remember starting to see my Young Life leader. I went to high school in Annapolis, Maryland.
Okay.
And my Young Life leader worked at the after school cafe where kids could come and have snacks and do all this different stuff. And she just was there, and she would build relationships. Again, she just cared about kids. She would do tutoring and all kinds of stuff.
I see.
And that's how I got
invited. And then
invited.
at one point she said, hey, we're having a get-together or the meeting or something.
Hey, yeah, come check out club. And then I ended up going. They also have summer camps, which are unbelievable. Just these resort style camps that are they say it's the best week of your life for your money back. We've never given anybody their money back because no one's ever asked.
And what school are you working in now? Where do you do your outreach? You mentioned schools, but I don't know if you got that specific.
Totally. So I am directly involved right now with Seaford High School.
Okay.
Our area encompasses Laurel, Seaford, and Woodbridge school districts, and so our goal is to develop. We've got a few leaders in training who will then be sent to one of those other schools, and so
Jake Moss is here, and then Joe Neal. Tell me your involvement. Then, is there a board that kind of oversees this, or you?
There is. Young Life comes into a community when a group of adults come together that care about kids and want to see Young Life come into the area and change lives. Right. I serve as one of the committee chairs. We have a committee of about 9 people right now that are working hard to support this young man in all of his efforts. Right. We're the fundraising arm of Nanny Coke Young Life in the area.
Right, it's a nonprofit.
It is
organization.
Yes,
right. Yes. So fascinating. And are you seeing results? I like to ask that.
Tremendous results.
Really?
When I think back, we started about 6 years ago. There were a group of us that got introduced to a group of young women that just really were looking for somebody to listen to them, somebody to be a role model in their life. From there, we got introduced to Young Life. So now to sit back and watch Jake with 40, 50 teenagers around him and the respect that these young people have for him.
Well, what is the biggest thing you need to keep this going? I'll ask Joan, you first.
We need help. We need people. We need volunteer leaders. Jake is doing a training program right now with some kids that are maybe in their first year of college. Right. Hopefully they'll become volunteer leaders. But you don't have to be a young person.
Right. And what do you need mostly if in the field, Jake?
I would second. I would definitely second.
I say in the field like it's a mission work, really.
Oh,
it
completely is. It's interesting. People have talked about us as though we are missionaries because we. It's
missionary to young people in the community.
We learn to speak a new language, when you're an adult talking to teenagers. But I would second that. I think we need help, and I think we need the word to get out. We need people to know that we're here, and there's no price too high to make sure kids hear about Christ.
I gotta ask you something.
Okay.
Do the schools know what you're up to? Or, do they know that behind your volunteering effort or work at a school is a Young Life program? Do they know that?
Yes, they do. So early on, we meet with the principal to kind of the school and basically say, this is what Young Life is. But when you say, I'm going to step into a kid's life, I'm going to be an adult that cares about them and mentors and works directly with them, most people, even if there's a faith component to that, won't be like, no, you're not allowed to do, because they just see adults that care and want to help in the community and in the school.
It's great to talk to you. I think it's eye-opening to a lot of people about what is actually happening in our community with young people. Jake Moss and Joan Neal from Young Life. How can people learn more or find out more or help?
We have a website, nannycoke.younglife.org.
nannycoke.younglife.org.
The parent organization website is younglife.org. We're having a banquet October 24th at the Bridgeville Fire Hall, chicken and dumplings. If anybody would like to come, you can learn more about Young Life and check in on our website. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you both.
Thank you for having
so
us.
much.
Yeah, thanks for being on Weller Does Delmarva. Jim Weller's off today. I'm Dan Gaffney, and it's great to have these folks here, Jake Moss and Joan Neal. Hope you can come back. I'm sure Jim would love to have you back.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And now, speaking to Jim Weller, here he is talking a bit about Wilson's auction.
Hey everybody, it's me again. I want to say thank you so much for listening to the show on Delaware 105.9, for watching the show on My Cozy TV. You can also watch it on my Facebook page. You also can watch it at WellerDoesDelmarva.com anytime. And please like my Facebook page, Weller Does Delmarva. Now listen up. Thanksgiving is not far away. And it's a nice time to get together with family and friends. But if you want to have a nice, made-from-scratch, good home-cooked Thanksgiving dinner, without any fuss or muss. If you don't want to have to do any cooking, if you don't want to have to clean up afterwards, you want to just bring everybody together, you have an opportunity to do this at Smith's Cafe in Seaford. That's where we're at right now. Smith's Cafe inside the Teen Talents Thrift Store, which is where the old Food Lion Shopping Center used to be, is having on Thanksgiving Day, November 23rd, a buffet Thanksgiving dinner, and you're invited. Now, you do have to make a reservation. You got 3 different time slots, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 5 o'clock, okay? So 3 different times of seating. Listen to what you get. This is $19.50 for all of this, okay? Are you ready? Here we go. Now, it's a buffet, so they're going to have roasted turkey, baked ham with brown sugar and pineapple glaze. Now, you're going to get hungry listening to all this. Now, listen to the sides. Mashed potatoes and gravy, sweet potato fluff, turkey dumplings, succotash, stuffing, coleslaw, string beans, cranberry sauce, macaroni and cheese, cherry salad, fruit salad, rolls and butter, and many desserts, assorted cakes, and pies, okay? All of that for $19.50. Children 5 to 9 are only $8, and children 4 and under are free, okay? Now, here's an upgraded version, all right? Also, so you get that for $19.50, and it's a buffet, all right? Then you can upgrade and you can get a crab cake. You can have 1 crab cake or 1 slice of prime rib in addition to the buffet, which is only $26.95. Okay? So it's a great value. Check it out on their Facebook page. You can learn more there. Like their Facebook page if you would. Or better yet, come into the restaurant. They've got it all laid out here on a real nice flyer. If you have questions, you can also call them on the phone. It's 990-990 5711, 990-5711, Smith's Cafe, Thanksgiving Day Buffet. What a great way to give everybody a break and just come together and enjoy a good meal. Or maybe think of a friend or somebody you can invite and bring them on out with you, somebody that you would just like to break bread with, but you just want to do it here at Smith's Cafe, 990-5711 for all the details. Also like their Facebook page. Now listen, today is also Apple Scrapple Festival in Bridgeville. Huge event. It's free parking, it's a free event. The streets are just full of vendors, car shows, all kinds of displays, things to do. There's music. There's great food for sale. It's a great event, and it's today and today only, and it's rain or shine. So Apple Scrapple Festival, if you miss it, you won't have a chance for a whole nother year. So it's today. It's a must-see event, a must-attend event, a lot of fun. Now, also today is Wilson's Auction. Dave Wilson, been in business over 40 years on Route 113 in Lincoln, right there on the highway. So every Saturday starting at 10, he has a huge auction. All kinds of things, inside, outside, furniture, appliances. They have jewelry. They have antiques. They have glassware. They have tools. They have exercise equipment, construction equipment. They have a little bit of everything, and it's all going to be sold today to the highest bidder. The auction goes all day and into the evening. Wilson's Auction, Route 113 in Lincoln. Maybe you got something you want to sell. That's great, because from Wednesday to Friday, you could take things there and drop them off, and then the first of the week, you go back and pick it up, and you got cash in your hand, and it's going, and it's done. It's over with. Clean the closet, clean the garage, whatever you want to get rid of, they can sell it for you. Then Tuesday nights, they have an auto auction each and every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. You can buy a car, you can sell a car, whatever you want to do. And here is a auction I want to tell you about coming up on the 25th. It's a real estate auction. It's in Greenwood. It's on Shawnee Road. You can learn more about it and see pictures at wilsonsauction.com's website. But listen, it's a house. You can buy it for yourself, or you can buy it and make it a rental. Okay? Or you can buy it and resell it, whatever you want to do. I bought many houses at auction. It's a great way to buy a house. Okay? So check out all their upcoming auctions at wilsonsauction.com. Call them on the phone if you need to, 422-3454, wilsonsauction.com, serving Delaware for over 40 years. Okay, that's all I got for now. So I'm going to turn the show back over to Dan Gaffney and say thank you, Dan, for your friendship and for doing this for me and for all you do for our community. Thank you, Dan, and I am done. See ya.
We are back on My Cozy TV and Delaware 105.9 with Weller Does Delmarva. It's great to be here, and I'm glad we have a few minutes here to talk with Brooks Ritter from Weller's. He's here live. He's a man behind the controls and also the guy behind Weller's today to tell you some of the things happening at his shop. First of all, primarily, I mean, you sell a lot of things, but it is trailers, isn't it?
That's correct, yeah. Trailers
utility
is our main
trailers.
cup of tea, if you will.
Enclosed and not enclosed.
Enclosed, open, dump, aluminum, steel, a little bit of everything. We have a wide variety. We have entry-level stuff, around the house. Don't need anything fancy.
Yeah, what's an entry-level trailer?
I mean, it's got a tongue. It's got a coupler. It
might be small.
Got a gate.
Okay.
Basically, it really comes down to features. There's some trailers.
Like I have a big brush pile I need to move to the back and all that, and haul to the dump.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
With wood floor, ramp gate that you can take on or off, or put on or take it off. And then there's other trailers that get more options. There's other trailers with like a spring assist on the ramp gate. If it's a big trailer and the ramp gate's heavy, and you might not be able to lift.
Spring assist makes it lighter?
Absolutely. A spring assist normally could take a gate that weighs, let's say it weighs 150, 160 pounds, and you could literally lift it up with 2 fingers.
Nice.
It makes that big of a difference.
Right.
And then we got trailers that, that have, sides that come off that are ramps. So if you wanted to, pull an ATV across the trailer, the sides that's holding things in actually come out, use them as a ramp. You load the ATV up onto the trailer and tie it down, and then you can put the sides right back on.
I see a lot of contractors too with dump trailers.
Oh, absolutely.
They actually have hydraulic dump. It's instead of a dump truck, right? It's a dump trailer.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about all the fuel and stuff that goes into a dump truck. I mean, obviously you need it in your truck pulling the dump trailer,
right?
But you're not running the dump trailer all the time, so you can use it in certain instances. But what I find, I hear a lot. I take trash to the dump, or we're done a job and I need to load up all this stuff, but then I got to go home and unload it. I got to take the pitchfork and get all the mulch out of the trailer. So I'm looking for something where I don't have to do all that work.
Right. You could be on Mount Hardscrabble there at the landfill and not have to touch it again. Just pull
exactly.
in.
You pull in. It's got a hydraulic pump.
Only handle it once. Putting it on, you don't have to touch it again.
And then it's got a battery that powers that pump, and it's just as simple as hitting a button. Thing goes up, dumps it out. Hit a button, comes back down. And then we have, variety in those. We have something, small, 5x8 up to 16 foot.
We're getting ready to break on the radio audience here now. So I just want to ask you one other thing. How do we find Wellers, and what's the contact information?
Well, you can check us out online, wellers.com. We're right there in Bridgeville, where 404 comes out to 13. And you can give us a call at 337-8228.
Right, and we do have a little more time for you to say, less than a minute, but plenty of time for you to tell us the other items you have besides trailers.
We have swing sets, we have carports, we have sheds. The swing sets and the sheds are both Amish made. Right. We have kayaks, and we have a wide variety there, paddle boats, canoes. I mean, we have just about anything you can think of, we have, and if we don't have it, ask us about it. Maybe we'll get into it.
Right. What are your hours today, Brooks?
We're open 9 to 1 today.
9 to 1 on Saturday. Normally, you're closed on Sunday, and then what about through the week?
9 to 1 Monday through Friday. I'm sorry, 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 on Saturday.
Very good. All right. We're talking about Weller's Utility Trailers. And if you're listening on Delaware 1059, we are getting ready to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. We have news coming up, and when we come back in the next half hour, the man behind WRDE, NBC Coast TV, and behind My Cozy TV. We'll talk with Bob Backman. He'll be my live guest here at Smith's Cafe. Back in a minute. If you're listening to Delaware 1059, we'll be right back. And for the rest of you, we are continuing here on My Cozy TV. It's great to have Colin Walls here from Walls Service Center. Colin, good morning.
Good morning. No rest on TV. We got to keep right on going. Keep it going.
This is what happens. People want to know what happens during a radio break. Well, if it's a TV show, we keep talking.
That's right. Keep talking.
We want you to take your car to Walls Service Center in Milford, Delaware. There's a lot of good reasons to do that. Tell us about it, if you would.
Well, number one, we've been in business since 1958. That's 59 years. We've been around a long time, and we plan on being around for a long time. So when you think about, a warranty, think about how long has this business been around? Is the warranty they're offering longer than they've been around? That's if they're offering a 5-year warranty and they've been in business for 1 year, right. You might want to think about that.
You're not sure if they will be there.
Right, because, in the automotive repair business, people come and go all the time. We've stood the test of time. We've been around since 1958. We're actually 4th generation Walls Service Center. My son is working there now. I'm number 3. He's number 4. And so we're really proud of the fact that we've been around that long. So Walls Service Center, we're in downtown Milford, and we do all kinds of repairs. We do everything from a simple oil change on up to replacing an engine or a transmission. And, we do a lot of brake work. Brake work, is kind of something that people take for granted that their brakes are going to work, but there are times when they don't work. We see a lot of broken brake lines. We talk about the brine that's on the road in the winter.
Yeah, salt water.
Right, yeah, it's like a salt brine, and it's very corrosive, and we see a lot of brake lines blowing out they just rust, and then when you have to slam on the brakes, slamming on the brakes causes an increased pressure in that hydraulic system, and it actually blows out the brake line at that point when it's rusted so thin. And those are things we can take care of at Walls Service Center. So we don't just do exhaust work or just do engine work, or we do everything from brakes to timing belts and replacing heads on cars and things like that. So give us a call, 422-8110, wallservicecenter.com on the web. Schedule an appointment on our website right there. That's a unique feature you can do 24 hours a day. Or you could just stop in. We're at 220 Northeast Front Street, downtown Milford, right across from Abbott's Grill, next to Bicentennial Park. Check that Bicentennial Park out, too, while you're there.
It's part of the Riverwalk system, like it's on the Riverwalk.
Right.
So you walk across the Milford Riverwalk, and then there's a footbridge that goes over the Mispillion. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a arched, curved footbridge, and that'll take you right into the Bicentennial Park.
Right. Yeah, I like
to
call
your shop is right next to it.
Yeah, our neighbor is Bicentennial Park. I like to call that the gateway to the Riverwalk.
So if you're at his shop, let's say you got the car's going to be there for an hour or two, right, getting something done. You walk right behind, you go over this footbridge, and then you can walk the Riverwalk into downtown and beyond. Feed the ducks, people feed the fish. There's a little waterfall over there. You can walk the opposite way, and there's another footbridge that takes you at the far end of the trail, if you would, the Riverwalk, is Goat Island.
Right.
It's an actual island. You got to take a little bridge to get to it. It's an island in the Mispillion River.
Yep,
there's a trail that goes around.
It's a 1 mile trail around the perimeter of the island there, and you've got lots of different features. You're out over the water on a dock in some parts. You're up in the high woods, and then you're down in the marshy area.
Right.
So
this is like a
very
commercial
unique
for Milford here, but there are a lot of things to do when you go to Walls Service Center. Colin, you've always been kind of a but a cheerleader for the city. As well as your business.
Well, yeah, I believe in the city, and there's lots of good things happening there now.
Downtown is coming alive.
It really is, and I always tell people to bring their dog, too. Bring your dog and take them to the dog park. If you don't have an area for your dog to run, you can actually let them loose in the dog park. It's a large fenced-in area, and let them run.
Yeah, right next door to Colin's shop is an Arenas. Right across the street is BB's Taqueria, which is
Dan's favorite.
Yeah, it is. Awesome.
I saw your van there parked for like 2 hours last week.
There all the time. It's very authentic. Okay, and then you also have Abbott's Grill over there too, which is a really cool restaurant and night spot in town.
And Georgia House, 2 blocks away.
Down 2 blocks away down the Riverwalk, Georgia House, Dolce Coffee Shop.
Right.
There's a new place called Novelty Nook.
Yes,
I think you can get tea in there. For real.
Yeah, you can.
Like a cup of tea.
You can even get ice cream in there.
And
but
there's a health food shop in town as well, if you want to stroll in there and get some health food. And they have prepared foods as well. People actually buy their lunch from there.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, they do. You should try that.
I think
They have like sandwiches and prepared salads and things. All
Guess
done.
what else they have there?
What?
You know this.
Kombucha. Right. It's a kombucha stop. Thank you.
That large section of the audience that are kombucha drinkers.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where you can find it.
Come what?
You're right.
Thanks, Colin.
Thanks
for being here. We are live at Smith's Cafe in Seaford on My Cozy TV. This is Weller Does Delmarva. We're going to join our radio audience soon, rejoining from their break. And in the next half hour, cool Bobby B, Bob Backman, from My Cozy TV and WRDE. We'll talk with him coming up, one of our next guests here at Weller Does Delmarva. For the TV viewers, let's take a short pause while we rejoin our radio audience. Stand by. Welcome back to Weller Does Delmarva. Dan Gaffney here on Delaware 105.9 Radio and on My Cozy TV. Jim is out. I'm Dan. Jim is out, but he can't resist being on his own show, and I can't blame him. So I think we're going to have him on Facebook Live. Somehow, magically, through this television program, even though it's being produced inside Smith's Cafe, which is here in Seaford, Delaware, to you, I think we can still do this. Can we do that, guys? Oh, they're working on it. All right. In the meantime, I think we'll take a short break and we'll get cool Bobby B over here, Bob Backman, in place. But first, Jim likes to talk about Luff and Associates, so let's hear that.
Jim Weller here again, and I want to say thank you so much for tuning in the show. I really do appreciate it, and I want to encourage you to check out Smith's Cafe. If you've never been there, this is a full-blown restaurant. It's nice and clean, family-friendly. They got a salad bar. They've got all made-from-scratch food, and they really do a nice job. Their prices are right. I mentioned earlier, if you are having a birthday party and you have 8 people or more that are going to attend, the cake is on them. You just have to let them know ahead of time, and they'll supply you with a birthday cake with 8 or more people on a birthday, absolutely free. It's Smith's Cafe. If you have any questions, look them up on Facebook. It's called Smith's Cafe. Now, many people say to me, Jim, I've never heard of it. Where are they at? They are located in Seaford in the old Food Lion shopping center, okay? And in that same shopping center is where the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift store. This is a mega thrift store, 30-some thousand square feet, clean. All the items are in good order. Their prices are right. It's one of the biggest, nicest thrift stores I've ever seen in my life. So check out the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift store. Check out Smith's Cafe. They have takeouts. They have great food. They're open 6 days a week. Give them a call if you have any questions. The number is 990-5711 if you want to ask them a question. Now, let's talk about my accountant. Everybody each week says, Jim, you've got these advertisers and you really do brag about them. Well, let me be honest with you. The people that I advertise for are people that I do business with, that I have a relationship with. There are people that I'm saying to you, look, I know these people, they're good people, they're honest, they're trustworthy, and they're going to do a good job. So that's why I advertise and promote them. They're friends of mine, okay? So I have had some people that I can't advertise for because I don't do business with them. So if you are looking for an accountant, whether you own a business, whether you just want some help with your own personal stuff, whether you're settling an estate and you don't know what to do, Luff & Associates can help you out. Now, they actually have 3 locations. They have one in Dover, they have one in Rehoboth, and they have one in Milford. And I'm going to give you a phone number in a minute, which will get you to any one of those locations. But they've been around quite a while. I've dealt with them probably over 30 years. I've been in business 43, and I have a feeling I've dealt with George Luff over 30 years. And he does a good job for me. So George Luff is the owner. His son Tyler works with him, and there's a whole team of people there. But another thing they do is help businesses with payroll, okay? Because payroll is very intimidating. There's always changes. Next thing you know, you get something comes along and you don't know what to do, and you're like, man, I got a business to run. I don't have time for this. Luff & Associates has a system called Easy Payroll, and they can help you out. So you give them a call, and you say, I got questions about your payroll service, and they can do as little as you want or as much as you want. If you do your own bookkeeping or your own accounting work, that's okay. They don't have to be your accountant to help you with payroll. All right? But if you're looking for an accountant, they also are always looking for new customers. So again, 3 locations, Milford, Dover, and Rehoboth. And here's the phone number. Are you ready? It's 422-9699. 422-9699, and then on the web it's Luff, Luff, CPAs.com. LuffCPAs.com. Tell them I sent you. They're good people. I've dealt with them for years. I really like them, and they'll take good care of you. Okay? Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say other than Weller's is going to be open today, and we would love and appreciate your business, whether you need a shed, a carport, a kayak. What else do we sell? We sell dog kennels, chicken coops, gazebos, okay? And, I forgot, we sell trailers, utility trailers. So give us a call, 337-8228. That's 337-8228. Best dialed in that order. Okay, I got to go. I miss being there. Dan's doing a great job. I just miss doing my show. So have a good day. Have a good weekend. God bless you. And thank you, everybody back there at Smith's Cafe, for helping out and making this show possible. Okay? See ya. Bye.
All right. Great to be back here on Delaware 105.9 with Weller Does Delmarva. And we are going to talk with my guest, Bob Backman, in just a moment. But first, a lot of people wondered, where's Jim Weller today? He's in the International Space Station, actually. We have a live cut-in from the ISS now. Jim, how is it? How is the weightless environment? How is it?
It's pretty good. I'm experiencing zero gravity at some point.
You know, that's what it looks like. Where are you, Jim?
I'm working hard today. I got up early and took Jason and Denise down to Salisbury, and I came home to sit in my massage chair for a little while.
Wow.
Can you see it tilting me back?
Which is crazy, which is what I'm usually doing on Saturday. Now you're doing it on Saturday.
Wait till I get my sauna and hot tub set up.
Jim, it's good to talk to you. Do you have any words for your audience before we let you go?
I don't know whether to say thank you again or not.
We love you.
I think you're good.
But
yeah,
I
we
hope
love you, Jim.
everybody's having a good time, okay?
All right, good. Let us know how the spacewalk goes.
Okay, I will. It's curling my toes and my hair.
All right,
I'll
there he
see ya.
goes. Doesn't it? Doesn't it look like he's in the space station, Bobby?
I thought he was.
That's exactly what it looks like. That's how they fake that whole space station thing, because it's not real. Listen, what's that?
I want some of that space ice cream I always hear about.
That's right. Just add water.
It's actually Dippin' Dots, I understand. That's what it really is.
Ice cream of the future. But, here's Bob Backman of WRDE. I said, Bob, what do you want to talk about? And he said, I got a few things that get off my chest.
I do. I have the privilege of listening to you every day on Delaware 105.9 and watching you early in the morning from 5:30 to 7 on WRDE, and it's just so great to be with you and have the opportunity to say just one thing. You just had Young Life on here a minute ago, and as you know, as the licensee from the FCC of a television station, we don't endorse any particular political parties or religions or anything like that. But there's one thing I've got to say as running a TV station is the backbone of this country is just breaking, and I just can't stand it. We've got to get back together. And everything you're doing on the air to get people back together in a positive way is the most important thing I think we can do right now. I really believe it. It can't disintegrate any further. We've got to get together.
Right. Do you think we're really as apart as we're being told we are? Or, because in real life, Bob, you probably experience this. I don't see any divisions between folks when we're out and about in real life, but yet we are told we're at each other's throats all the time.
When I was growing up in my family, we would get together for Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah.
And half of my family was really right-wing conservative people, and the other half were left-wing commies or whatever they were, But it's still, we managed to sit together and eat and argue, and at the end of the night, everyone hugged and kissed, and then it was all better.
Right.
And so if it's not real, then let's show some more things like that. Let's show things like that in the media. Let's show things like that in the news. Let's talk about things like that. So if we are not separated, let's show how together we really are.
Right.
I mean, that's important.
So we can have very strong disagreements, and we would expect that. But at
Sure.
the end of the day, are we going to be able to break bread together and be cordial?
I just look at our first responders. We've got to support these people.
Yeah.
They're out there working so doggone hard, 24 hours a day.
Right.
I mean, let's whatever we can do. I mean, we got to get out there.
Well, what's the positive vibe that you hear on the radio show? Is it just simply the fact that, look, in talk radio, there's at least in our format, we're not free of it, but there's less yelling in the partisan table pounding kind of thing that used to happen, say in the 90s or so, in that kind of format. Where I'm of the belief that, at the end of the day, I'll see these folks in the grocery store, so I want to be friendly and cordial to them, even though we disagree. So I'm trying to do that. Is that the vibe you're thinking? Is that what's coming across?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're doing.
We're having a conversation.
Do you remember Morton Downey Jr.?
I do.
Well,
that was popular for a while.
Yeah, I mean, he would, smash a chair over your head if he disagreed with you.
Right.
And he didn't think twice about it.
Right.
That's horrible.
Right.
I mean, what you're doing is the right thing. You have to keep a moderate tone so that everyone can feel free to express themselves.
Right. Okay.
I think it's great.
I like to call it a fair tone.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to agree.
No, of course.
And I'm not going to be a moderate on certain issues, but I want to be, at the end of the day, hopefully fair to people.
Well, I mean,
I fall short of that sometimes, but we try.
No, I mean, but you're going to be popular, or any popular person has to have their own beliefs, or else why would I want to listen to them?
Right.
I wouldn't care.
Your ideas that you're expressing here they make their way into your television station, even, don't they? Don't they make their way into WRDE, the NBC channel, and the local programming of it?
In this sense, when we have an opportunity, we have X amount of minutes for the news, okay?
Right.
And if we have a choice to cover another carjacking, or like today, we're covering a festival where people are raising money to create a brand new homeless shelter, I'd rather have that on the news for 2 minutes.
Right.
Then there's enough carjackings to go around.
Less mugshots, more community sort of thing?
I mean, Dan, do you know how many good things are going on right now? I mean, right on a Saturday and Sunday in this Delmarva area.
Super busy place if you want it to be, right?
My reporter said they couldn't get to all of them today.
Right.
So
you're making a conscious decision.
Trying.
Right. You're not going to ignore crime, but you're certainly going to.
No, we helped the Salisbury police solve a murder. I mean, that was fun, but.
Right. Right.
There's a lot of great things going on. There's people and the grassroots level working so hard to bring everyone together and to contribute. And I think that's what we need to focus on.
A television business, very interesting today. I am amazed at watching WRDE and how you've signed on and grown and become an NBC affiliate just like that.
You know,
it's very, this is not a bad thing, very small resources, very limited sort of hometown approach.
Well, the thing here's where we're fortunate. And we got guys like you know, Colin, Jim Weller, the people like this in the grassroots area, and we've only been on the air for a little over 3 years. And you realize that we are the number 2 television station in this market.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And
that's only being on the air 3 years.
Yeah, and you know, first of all, let me just say this. I don't ever expect to beat WBOC. They've been around for 58 years. I used to work there. It's a great television station. But to be number 2 in this market after 3.5 years, that's daggum good.
Right.
And that is thanks to the viewers.
Wouldn't you at least like to make them nervous, though?
No.
Breathe down their neck a little bit?
No, not at all. I love our viewers, and I love the people that contribute to stuff on the air and make us what we are today. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is wonderful.
You got a neat staff and a neat setup.
Wonderful.
And
like you say, they do a lot with a little.
Well, yeah.
They do.
Using technology to your advantage.
Right, absolutely.
But the TV business is confusing to the consumer, I think. You're over the air, right. You're on cable, you're not on cable, you're on this system, right. You're not on that system. How do you figure all that out?
Well, the thing is that, first of all, we're on every system except FiOS. And I don't know why that is. But for whatever reason, there's 3,000.
There's another popular television station that's also not on.
Yeah, I know. We have nothing to do with what their problem is. Our problem is completely different. I don't even know what our problem is, actually. Because I've talked to those people for 3.5 years, and I can't figure out what they're saying. Right. But the thing is, on cable, most of the viewing on cable, that people watch cable or satellite, they watch the major broadcast networks. There's 400 other channels that people barely ever watch, and that's the truth.
Right.
So we have 63% of this and 78% of that, or whatever. We are the dominant media. We have a responsibility in the community. When you get a license, let's do something with it. So it is confusing. But if 3 people are watching the I don't know what even the names of these cable channels, but if the 3 people are watching them and 30,000 people are watching us, it's a major difference.
Does it hurt you on a local level when your network might get into some controversy? It's happened over the years.
Yes.
Fox has been in controversy. Yes. CBS has been in controversy. There's been some NBC controversies. Yes. What happens then?
There's always people that have opinions about the network. Some of their opinions are correct. Some of their opinions are wacky. I got to be honest with you.
Right.
So you're going to get some I don't know, fallout or whatever the case may be. But if you like a show, like you take a look at the top 10 shows on NBC, like The Voice, America's Got Talent,
huge,
Sunday Night Football. There's really nothing to complain in those particular programs. They're very good shows.
The entertainment part of the network is fantastic.
And there's very few people taking off their clothes, and no one is cussing. No one is cussing on our network. But on the 400 other cable channels, check it out.
Yeah.
You want your kids watching that?
I hear you.
All right.
Will you talk to us after 9 o'clock this morning when we're on TV and talk a little bit about this business and a little bit about what else you do in your spare time? Because I'm going to ask you about, doo-wop music and some of the other passions that you have as an individual that some people that watch this television channel may not know and that listen on the radio may not know. Well, you'll do that, right?
Absolutely.
And what is, before we leave though,
yes.
What is this segment? What is the future? You've only been on 3 years. Where do you see it going for WRDE?
We just want to continually do what we're doing. If we have to, we have a lot of reporters and producers and running about the community trying to learn where they can get the information, because that's the hardest thing. If something's going on and we don't know about it, it's a problem to cover it. Right. It really is.
We should maybe talk about that staff. You employ several people, many people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you know how many right now?
Let's see. Right now, I think it's 20.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people. And a lot of young, eager broadcast journalists.
We've had 5 journalists go to New York City from our station already. One came back.
How about that? Pretty good. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
So WRDE is your NBC channel, and they also, of course, run and operate this My Cozy channel. Bob Backman, thanks for being here.
It's just an honor. Thank you so
and
much.
And we'll tell you after 9 why we call him Cool Bobby B. Okay, we'll do that coming up here. On Delaware 105.9, it is Weller Does Delmarva, and let's learn about professional power wash right now.
Hey everybody, it's me again. I just want to remind you, Smith's Cafe always has specials on Fridays, Friday mornings, 10% off for any healthcare providers all day long. Just be prepared to show your ID if you would. Also Saturdays today, kids eat free up till noon. With every paying adult, a child eats free. So anyway, you want to make sure you check that out too. They've got daily specials, lunch, breakfast, dinner, and also like their Facebook page if you would. And don't forget, if you want a good dessert, they've got made from scratch cakes and pies, and they also serve the Frozen Farmer field fresh cold treats, okay? Ice cream and so on. So, want to go ahead and tell you about my friend Scott Sockrider. We're going to play his commercial here in just a minute, but I want to just remind you, here's a promo code. If you watch this commercial and you need some power washing done, you give Scott a call, and he will give you 15% off if you just mention that you heard the ad on Weller Does Delmarva, okay? So here's the commercial, and you all have a good weekend. Take it away, guys. Bye.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here, and I am live at Fine Day Farms, my house. This is where I live. My wife Denise told me it is time to get the green slime off the house. So what did I do? Picked up the phone. Who did I call? My good friend Scott Sockrider. He owns a business. Look him up on Facebook, Power Washing Delaware. Like his page while you're at it. This dude's been doing power washing for over 14 years. Now take a look. He's got a couple different trucks here, but you can see Scott's right there, and he's got his other man with him, and they're just doing a good job. He's an honest man. Been doing this for over 14 years. He's licensed. He's insured. He's completely self-contained. His phone number is 302-858-9568. That's 858-9568. Power Washing Delaware on Facebook. Like his page there. Online, it's theprofessionalpowerwash.com. Good man, honest man, do you a good job? Give him a call. 302-858-9568. Scott Sockrider. He'll clean whatever you need cleaned. See ya. Bye.
I, for one, am enjoying Scott Sockrider's Facebook page, too. Scott, if you know what I mean. Okay. Good morning. We are live at Smith's Cafe in Seaford on Route 13, and it's great to be here. Next week on Weller Does Delmarva, I will be your special guest host once again.
What?
Thank you. Yeah, Jim's off again. It takes a while to get back from the International Space Station, as you know. Barry Adkins from Dry Zone is our scheduled guest, and I can't wait next week to talk with Kevin Short, another really great guy from Mid-South Audio, the professional audio people. Unbelievable business he has in Georgetown, and he will be here. Plus Jim Martin from the ACE Center. I like talking to that guy, too, so that's going to be next week. Some of our special guests right here at Weller Does Delmarva. We'll be back in just a moment to talk with you and to learn about Weller's. But first, Jim Weller on Jerry's Lawn Care.
Hey, I want to talk about Jerry's Lawn Care, okay? Jerry's Lawn Care. Jerry Santoro is a good man, local man, family man, been in business in our community over 10 years. And you say, well, what kind of services does he provide? Listen, first of all, he does lawn care, lawn maintenance, whether you need something reseeded, you want your grass cut, you're planning on who's going to take care of things next year, now be a good time to make a deal with Jerry, okay? He also installs irrigation systems. He also winterizes irrigation systems. He sells firewood, hardwood, seasoned hardwood, split and delivered, or you can pick it up. He's in the Greenwood area. Either way, he has firewood. Now, another thing he does is he does tree work. He cuts down trees. He trims up trees. He can grind up stumps. He can dig up stumps. He can clear a lot. Like if you've got a lot that you need cleared, he can do that. So Jerry Santoro does many things. He also sells and installs pavers, okay? So you give him a call and ask him if he can help you with your project. He's honest, he's fair, he'll do what he says he'll do, and you can depend on him. His name is Jerry, and his phone number is 363-6025. 363-6025. It's JLC-LLC.com on the web. Give him a call, tell him I sent you. He'll do a good job for you. Also, Smith's Cafe, don't forget, if you're having a birthday, and you have 8 people or more, they will supply the cake for free. Got to let them know ahead of time, but if you're having a birthday and you want to have a birthday dinner at Smith's Cafe, you let them know ahead of time, and they will supply the cake as long as you have 8 people or more come to the party, okay? So you would give them a call at 990-5711. I call it 990-5711, okay? And also the Weller's discount cards, if you want one, they're going fast and they're free. Okay, they're good from now till the end of the year. You can see what's on them. You can go to Wellers.com, see all the different discounts that are on there, and stop by Wellers in Bridgeville and get yours for free. They're not $10. They're free while supplies last, okay? Other than that, take it away, Dan. Enjoy yourself, and I will see you. Bye.
Awesome. It's been fun. Thank you for listening. And if you're watching on My Cozy TV, we have another TV-only hour for you. But for the rest of you listening on Delaware 105.9, the Delmarva Potting Shed live from East Coast Garden Center coming up next. Dan Gaffney for Jim Weller. And on behalf of all of our sponsors and Smith's Cafe, thanks for listening to Delaware 105.9 and Weller Does Delmarva. And we're here on My Cozy TV. We continue. Colin Walls is here from Walls Service Center, wonderful producer of this program and also owner of Walls. Let's talk about Walls. Good morning.
Yeah, well, Walls Service Center, I want to kind of talk about some of the things we do for free at Walls Service Center. One thing is you can get air in your tires. We'll actually put the air in your tires. We don't just give you free air. We actually give you the free labor to put it in your tires as well. So all you have to do is, I like to say, pull right up by the Pepsi machine. So you'll see the old Pepsi machine out front there. You can pull right up beside it, and you can, if you see one of the guys there in the shop, you can wave to him and get him to come out, or you can beep your horn, or you can roll your window down, or you can get out if you want and just say, hey, I need some air in my tires. So that's one of the things we do. Oh, I got to make sure I say this. The free air is good only while supplies last.
Only while air lasts?
Right. Yeah.
All right. Hopefully that's that's a long time.
You got to, the legal department always makes you put those things in, while supplies last. So
all right.
We're just
I
making
have
sure.
One of our vehicles has nitrogen in the tires.
Yes.
And I know you're not a tire guy.
Right.
But can I put air on top of the nitrogen? If it does go down, it's not supposed to go down if it has nitrogen.
Yeah, so there's no chemical reaction that's going to happen. Your tires won't blow up, but we can blow up your tires if you want, but they won't explode or anything like that. No. So the nitrogen is in there to because there's less of a temperature effect on it.
Ed Sheeran is here.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
There's a gentleman that works here, looks just like Ed Sheeran. I'm sorry, I was distracted by that. Pop star. Sorry.
That's okay. So the nitrogen in your tires, the reason they put it in there is because temperature has less of an effect on it. As the temperature drops, the actual air pressure in your tire drops too. As the temperature goes up, it goes up. So air expands. Nitrogen, it does it a lot less. But we don't put nitrogen in tires. We don't see where it's that big of a benefit for the cost.
Right.
So
I knew that.
That's some of the things we do at Wall Service Center. We can tell you, is this really worth the cost? Is the benefit worth the price of it?
Can I ask you another question about that? You do oil changes, and we want to know, people ask this all the time, synthetic or non-synthetic oil, can I mix the two? What if I have regular, can I put synthetic in? And if I have synthetic, can I put regular? What can you explain about that?
So when synthetic oil started becoming popular, synthetic oil has been around for a long time, but it's really become popular in the last 10 to 20 years. And when it first came out, when it gained that popularity, people were saying, oh, you can't mix them, don't mix them. Actually, you can mix them.
I see.
There's no problem with mixing them. They mix just fine. There's no issue. And actually, our regular oil is a synthetic blend, so it's already conventional oil and synthetic oil blended together. And, it's a good oil, but synthetic oil, a lot of people say, well, should I put it in? We recommend doing what the manufacturer says. So if you look in your book, and we actually have charts and on our computer programs, we can pull it up and find out what
the particular year and make of car, you'll know what the manufacturer recommends.
Exactly, and that's what we recommend going with.
That's key.
They designed this engine to work with that particular type of oil, whether it's synthetic or synthetic blend or just conventional, and for the certain weight. And so that's what we recommend you go with. We defer to the manufacturer on that. So anyway, Wall Service Center, we can take care of lots of different things for you. Give us a call, 422-8110, wallservicecenter.com on the web. Schedule an appointment right there on our website, and stop in 220 Northeast Front Street, downtown Milford, across from Abbott's Grill, next to Bicentennial Park.
Right on. I certainly recommend that. It's awesome. We will be back in a moment. We are going to hear about Community Bank with Jim Weller, and when we come back, we'll talk again with Bob Backman from WRDT. What's that? Is it Weller or Wheeler? It's many people think it's Wheeler.
But it's actually Weller.
Yes.
J-I-M, not G-Y-M.
Yes, many people also, when they see Jim, they think it's G-Y-M.
Right.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. It's me again, and doggone it, I've got a doggone good idea for you with some doggone good prizes. It's a contest. Our friends at Community Bank Delaware, with 2 locations, Lewis and Rehoboth, have come up with a doggone cute contest, all right? So all you do is bring your dog into one of their locations, have his picture, his or her, have their picture taken, and then you're entered into the contest. And you say, well, what do I win, Jim? Here's what you're going to win. If your dog is the lucky winner, you're going to win a $150 gift certificate to a local pet store. Then your dog will be used in a press release in the Cape Gazette. And on top of that, the bank is going to make a donation to the Grassroots Animal Rescue in your dog's name. So get your dog and go on into Community Bank Delaware, Lewis, or Rehoboth and get the picture taken. And listen, when is the announcement? The announcement is going to be on Friday morning, October 27th, during the Dan Gaffney Show on Delaware 1059. So get in there, get your dog's picture taken, get entered. Maybe you'll be the lucky winner. $150 gift certificate to a local pet store. The dog will be in a press release, and on top of that, they're going to also make a donation to the Grassroots Animal Rescue in your pet's name. Community Bank Delaware, 2 locations, Lewis and Rehoboth. Phone number 226-3333. Get on in there, doggone it, and get your dog's picture taken and enter this contest. Other than that, I'm going to turn the show back over to Dan, and thank you for tuning in. See ya. Bye.
Bob Backman is here. Bob Backman is the owner of WRDE TV and My Cozy TV locally. And he had a lot of things to say in the last half hour about this country and our back breaking, and it's time to come together, and we hope conversing is a good way to do that.
I hope that you're right, that it's not as broken as I think.
I hope so too, right?
I really do.
In many ways it is. You are correct in many ways. But sometimes I do wonder, though, Bob, if there are forces at work that just want you to think we're against each other. You know what I mean?
Well, if it makes good ratings, people will do anything practically.
Right. Let's talk about, why do they call you Cool Bobby B? Look at the guy. Look at the sunglasses, the whole look. You got it going on here. You've been a cool cat for a long time. You have some passions apart from the TV stuff.
Yeah, I started doing a doo-wop music radio program at the CBS radio station in Cincinnati back in 1992.
Wow.
And it spread to probably at one point, when there used to be oldies stations, there's hardly any anymore, but at one point it was up to maybe like 90 stations. And then XM Radio came on the air.
Right.
They took the show, and then they merged with Sirius. So primarily, we're on Sirius XM on Sunday night. We're still on about 80.
Is it the channel that plays the 50s?
Yeah, it's the 50s channel, 50s on 5.
50s on 5.
And we're still on about 80 other radio stations, thank goodness, as well. So,
well, that makes sense that they would air your show. How did that come to be? Here you are in Cincinnati. You're doing a doo-wop show. It's on some stations. How did Sirius and XM, rather, say, hey, we want to air this?
What happened was that, and it's pretty short, there's really not much to it. Marty Thompson was the program director. He got quit and went to work for Clear Channel. At that time, there was Clear Channel, and they were iHeart now. They had a bunch of radio stations, and he was what they called the oldies format captain. So he worked with all the oldies stations, and he called me and said that Clear Channel had a bunch of airtime on satellite that they were paying for, that there was no programming on it. So would I mind if he put my show up there while it was just dead air?
Right.
I said, yeah, that sounds good. And so he got on a bunch of stations, and one of the stations that got on was in Las Vegas. And Lee Abrams, who was the consultant for XM Radio, was going through the Las Vegas airport and heard my show, and that's how I got on XM.
Very cool. You never know who's listening.
No.
It's kind of the lesson there, right?
Yeah.
So you still put this show together.
Yeah.
How long is it?
It's a 3-hour show.
3 hours.
It takes about 6 hours to put it together.
Right. Who are the core artists? Let's talk about doo-wop. You know, people aren't familiar with the music. We talk about it like, everybody knows doo-wop.
Yeah, right.
But, you know, there might not be people that are familiar with the genre.
The thing about doo-wop is it's just a slogan for what they used to call vocal group harmony. You know, the group started to get together in the late 40s, early 50s, like the Orioles. And
these are like street corner
that's
harmonizing.
What happened was that that people would hear it on the radio, and they would want to do an impression of it with their school friends on the street corner.
Right.
And that's how it really got to be very, very big. And I do about 25 MC jobs where I go around the country and I MC these doo-wop concerts.
Right,
and
they're still
exist.
alive. Right.
I did one in Red Bank, New Jersey. It was completely sold out last Saturday night, standing room only.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the people are older. When the music comes on, they're younger. They get out and they dance in the aisle. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so some of the core artists...
I forgot about it. The core artists would be like the Drifters, the Platters, Little Anthony and the Imperials, Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. You know, that kind of thing.
Right.
4 or 5 people in the background.
Really good music, good vocals, happy songs.
Well, that's the other thing. The songs are... they're sort of like triggers for good memories, and it's really hard to listen to them and be in a bad mood. It's almost impossible.
Right. Even if you've never had memories back when the songs were hits, you can still kind of put
they're
yourself
used in so many commercials and so many movies that people are familiar. Even the young kids know the songs.
Do some of these groups continue with the name with younger singers?
Yeah, I mean the people that I work for that put on these concerts, they demand that there's at least one person who was in the original recording.
Sure.
But you know, something like the Platters, that can't be because they're all passed away.
Right.
So who's ever
name, trademark, or what have you,
it was owned by somebody's wife or something.
Stayed with somebody,
and they kept adding people over the years.
Right. It's just like there's a Glenn Miller Orchestra.
Exactly.
Because Glenn Miller's long dead.
Right.
But the Glenn Miller Orchestra is a lot of hot young jazz musicians.
Right. And the sound is, it's the sound that they want.
Yeah. Different genre, but just as an example that they keep the names alive. And so some of these groups will continue on for a long time, even after the originals are gone, it sounds like.
I hope so, because it's a very, very uplifting... I mean, our shows are like 4 hours long, basically.
Yeah. Several groups in one night.
I had 10 groups last Saturday night.
And you introduce all of them?
That's my job.
Yeah.
And I have to do the commercials
fancy
in between.
Suit. Where do you get like this fancy suits you wear?
I get those online. I watch MTV very carefully, and then I order a suit off of it.
There are certain suits that people in show business would buy, right?
Well, I mean, you have to have... when the spotlight hits, right? Even if I was just wearing what you're wearing now, like a very nice blazer and a shirt, that would be perfectly fine. Right. But if I came out there in overalls and people paid $100 for a ticket, they don't want to see a guy in overalls.
That's right.
Out there.
Right. I see these musicians, right?
Oh, they have fabulous suits.
With right? If you've ever been up close with a name performer, and I had the pleasure of meeting some like you have.
Sure.
They wear some of the craziest clothes and just killer, like with the rhinestones and the mirrored sequins, and you're like, man, that is a crazy. I'd never wear that to church, but man, does it look great? It's like these stellar colors and purples and all kinds.
Oh yeah, I mean the thing is, like back in the 60s and 70s, I don't know if you ever liked country music or not.
Yeah.
But back in the 60s and 70s...
That's the kind of country I like, the old
That's
country.
what I like. If you watch any of those groups, they had the wildest outfits you ever saw in your life.
Right.
The rhinestones.
Did you ever see Porter Wagner?
Oh,
he was
fantastic.
He used to be married to Dolly Parton, and his jackets would just knock you out.
So I think
had to be custom made.
So in the 50s and 60s, you started to see it, and they started to copy more and more of it. And by now, it's just outrageous.
Yeah.
You take a guy like Barry Manilow or something, his suits are out of sight.
But you're right. It is a part of the show. You should really dress as a performer. Dress up.
If people are spending money, I say give them 110%.
Right, and that means the look and everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
The sound, the look.
Yeah. So you even do it as the MC. You got to look great.
Hey, I'm out there for 15 seconds, I
know. Well, what do you say? I've had MC jobs, and I'm talking to you. You're the pro MC now.
Okay.
Now, so what What is your job? What do you see your job as the MC, and what kinds of things do you say?
The things that I feel is my job is to keep things stirred up in a positive way. So I'm going to find 2 or 3 facts about each group before I bring them on that I'm going to know. I'm not going to read it off of paper.
Right.
And I'm going to say, they did this, they did that, remember this, blah, blah, and I'm going to work up to a crescendo, and then I'm going to bring them on right
then. With their name. You say their name last?
That's the last thing. And the drummer goes, and they come out.
Okay.
And at that point in time, the group is psyched up. I've psyched the group up.
I know. I've heard. Yeah. You believe it or not, yeah. Because they've been at plenty of gigs with a dull MC or no MC or somebody in the back of the room going, and here they are, the Drifters. Anyway.
Right. Now, I mean,
so they're happy to have you.
Some group people are so big, and this is beyond my genre, they don't want to be introduced.
Right.
They want the lights to be off black, a spotlight to come on, they walk out, and they don't have to be introduced. But 99% of the groups want to be introduced.
Yeah, because not everybody is Bruce Springsteen.
Exactly. And even Bruce likes to be introduced.
He does?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, look, so that's kind of cool. That's what you do.
That's what
and
I do.
I mean, there are certain things you probably have to say, right? Thank the venue, the people.
That's what I call those the commercials. Like we sell a CD, or we sell the venue, we sell the next concert that's coming up.
Right. Do they have you do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, probably.
Don't
3 or
forget
4
to visit
times.
the merch table. Or?
Yeah, we say like the box office is open at intermission, and we tell them who's going to be on the next show. They sell a lot of tickets at intermission.
Yeah, they do. These groups probably make a pretty good chunk of change at those merchandise tables, don't they? They're selling new CDs and things like that.
Right, they re-record their songs, and of course they sound much better now. And they re-record the songs, and the CDs are like $10. I mean, it's not a big. They're not ripping people off.
I know, right?
And they're still they'll stand there and sign till 11:30 at night
because they sign them.
They'll sign every single one.
I love that.
Yeah,
fun stuff. So you get to do that. That's kind of a neat perk, and I know you're excited about it. You.
I love it.
Don't tell them you would probably do it for nothing.
Don't tell them that.
Don't tell them that.
I like the little perk.
I know.
Little plane flight here
it's
and there.
fun, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and so you get to stay in those hotels and eat at those backstage buffets.
Yeah, you used to have the best. I got it, to be honest. You know who had the best backstage buffet?
Tell the audience. I've heard you say this, but the audience will like this.
Trump Taj Mahal.
Donald Trump.
The best backstage food you ever tasted in your life.
And why is that?
I don't have no idea.
He wanted to make sure the staff...
But, I mean, they'd give you dinner, then they bring you this backstage food. It's like, all right.
He knew how to do it,
A lot of venues, they send you to the cafeteria. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
But it's not as great as, the high-class, Black Angus food or whatever.
Yeah, right. You get to see how different places operate from behind the scenes, and that's fun.
Right.
Well, listen, we're talking with Bob Bachman of WRDE and My Cozy TV. It's awesome. I don't know if you know all the details, but you're doing something interesting again this year for this. We're shifting to television now.
All right.
Sea Witch. You have carried the Sea Witch Parade live on television for the last couple of years, which it's been unheard of and really neat.
We are just so lucky to be able to do it. I mean, Colin has his whole crew out there, and they people have told me. Matter of fact, I'll quote somebody, Bill Marshall, who was the one of the staff people for all the events for the Obama administration. He lives in Rehoboth, and he told me that Colin's production of the parade was better than network presentations of some parades that he's been involved in.
How about that?
That's pretty good.
And really cool. And it keeps getting bigger and better every year.
And
But what a concept. Let's show the parade live on local TV.
I know, isn't that great?
Right.
You're host of our pregame show.
I'm happy to do it. I did that last year with Abby. You're one of your great reporters.
She is great.
And personalities. And we'll be doing a show just before the parade starts, kind of preview.
And then we're going to repeat the parade that afternoon on Cozy. And then we're going to repeat it again on Halloween and the day before Halloween.
All right. Makes sense.
So people can see themselves.
Right, because when you're in a parade, you never get to see yourself.
Exactly.
You never get to see it. But now you can watch it on WRDE. So that's on Sea Witch Parade Day, which is coming up soon.
28th.
Really cool that you do that.
We love to do it.
So what other things, what are you most proud of with your television set? I know you're proud of the whole operation, but what are you most proud of?
The people that work there.
Is that right?
I mean, they are so committed. They're so dedicated. They want everything to be so perfect. They've worked in other places where perhaps they weren't treated as nicely as you could possibly be treated, and they want to show everyone how good that they really are. And they just do 150%. Everyone does seriously. If we stop and think about it, 2 or 3 jobs. They really do.
Right.
And well.
Well, as an observer, one of the things I have liked about what you've done is just your very smart belief in local content as possible. You know, there are blocks of television time that belong to the local affiliate, and you really milk that. I think that's great.
When I went to NBC to get the affiliation, because there hadn't been one here, they asked me point blank, why should I give it to you? I mean, we don't need you. We can be on a channel brought in from a foreign land.
Right.
But I said, well, the reason you need us is because we're going to localize the channel. We're going to do so much local stuff that no other channel will be able to compete with us.
I think people in Sussex County, I know we're seen well beyond Sussex County, but on Delmarva, right? We consider local to truly be this geographic area.
That's right.
Right. Some places in the city might not have a local identity as much.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I think
less of a neighborhood feel. There's more of a neighborhood feel here.
Well, I think the people who live here, there's two kinds of people who live here, right? The ones that have lived here since dirt was invented, and then all these new people that are coming in. But both have one thing in common. They're so proud to be here. They feel so lucky to be here.
Yeah, happy.
I mean, there's hardly any taxes. Everything costs less. There's no traffic jams. It's just a wonderful place.
Right.
And that's the other thing, too, because some people are from different places when you go into a particular housing development, and everyone's so friendly. They want to meet your neighbor. It's not like a cold, hard, places I've lived in before. No one wants to know who the heck you are.
I know.
Yeah, it's
so
horrible.
that's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's a
wonderful.
good thing. So Bob Bachman accentuates the positive, likes the local coverage, and I think we're going to probably see more and more of it. As we continue on. So I want to thank you. Thanks for airing my little portion of my radio show.
Oh, we're very honored to do so.
Which is all local callers, local.
Exactly.
I think it's fun to be able to hear and then watch and listen to, Bill from Rehoboth, Ruthie from Georgetown, Frank from Laurel. The local people that really add and contribute to the program. Those local voices.
We'll be organizing their fan clubs pretty soon. I
hope so.
they're getting out there.
Bob Bachman,
Thanks,
WRD.
man.
Thank you, Bob.
It's a real honor, sir. Thank you.
Great to talk with
Thanks
you.
Thanks, Colin, everybody.
We'll be back in just a moment. Dan Gaffney in for Jim Weller today on Weller Does Delmarva. Actually, we're going to hear a commercial, Brooks? All right, we'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, it's me again, just saying thanks a lot for tuning in to Weller Does Delmarva. We're celebrating our 4th year of doing this show, so whether you listen on Delaware 105.9, you watch it on My Cozy TV, or my Facebook page, or you watch it live or later at Weller Does Delmarva, maybe you've been on the show, you support the show, we thank you very much. Smith's Cafe, we sure do appreciate you allowing us to do the show at the restaurant and for helping underwrite the cost of doing the show. Smith's Cafe is the place for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I personally endorse it and love eating there. Okay, another thing. Today's a big birthday in the Weller family. My son Jimmy, today is his birthday, so happy birthday, Jimmy Weller. And I wanted to let you know I'm not with you today because I'm in Salisbury, Maryland, because my wife Denise has been training for the past year. She's took up taking spin class. She joined the Y and goes swimming. And she bought a carbon fiber bicycle. And she's been training to ride in the Seagull Century. It's a 100-mile bike ride. Now, she just rode 50 miles last Saturday in the MS Bike to the Bay fundraiser event. And then today she is riding in Salisbury in the Seagull Century. 100 miles on a bike on purpose, and I'm very proud of you, Denise. So anyway, my son-in-law Jason also rode 75 miles last Saturday, 75 miles last Sunday in the Bike to the Bay event, and then he's riding today 100 miles in the Seagull Century. And Jason is a good young man, and he has MS. He's riding with MS, and he fights it, and he does a good job. He's a great son-in-law, husband, and father, and employee, and I'm very proud of him. So I've got this going on today. That's why I'm not there doing the show live. So I want to say thank you to Dan Gaffney. Thank you to Brooks Ritter, Katie, Colin II, for all of you getting up so early, making sure everything works and happens, and putting on a good show. And for my audience, thank you very much. God bless you all. Have a good weekend, and I will see you when I see you. All right, take it away, Dan. See you. Bye.
It's great to be back on My Cozy TV. Weller does Delmarva until 10 o'clock every Saturday. And we're coming to you from Smith's Cafe, as you've heard many times. If you want to know where we are, Route 13 in the northbound lane of Seaford. You will find us inside a building that used to be Food Lion Shopping Center. It's behind Grotto in Seaford. And inside this Delmarva Teen Challenge operation is Smith's Cafe, a full-service breakfast, lunch, and dinner restaurant, open 6 days a week. Really great crowds have been here this morning. People have discovered Smith's, and they're coming back time and time again. You will love it. We're also spending a little time here with Brooks. Brooks from Weller's Utility Trailers joins us here this morning to talk a little bit about Weller's, and we're actually going to get Jim, I think, on via Facebook. We joked that it looked like he was coming to us from the International Space Station, so we're going to get that hookup in a moment. We'll see if he's out of his massage chair. But Brooks, let's talk about Weller's, if you would.
Sure. Well, one thing that I've been pushing lately is the Amish-made swing sets that we sell.
Yeah.
Right now is a perfect time to come in and look at them and purchase one, because it would put you getting it around Thanksgiving, right before Christmas. A lot of people are coming in shopping for those 4 Christmas presents.
These are, I happen to have experience with these. I'm not making this up. I was involved in the purchase of one of those, and that was a couple of years ago. It's been played on regularly at a church, and it is holding up beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
Looks brand new still.
They're made to last. And
absolutely.
When we started shopping for a brand of swing set to sell, we looked, I believe it was 8 or 9 different brands that we looked at. And we chose this brand because we felt like they were the best built. They were the heaviest duty. They were just made to last.
Right.
I mean, the vinyl's got a 20-year warranty on it. So, I mean, they're not looking to put something, cheap together. I've also seen swing sets, ours are vinyl. And what they are is they are salt-treated, wrapped in vinyl. And then,
thick vinyl, by the way.
And then they use stainless fasteners with powder-coated brackets and stuff.
What you get if you go to a box store, generally speaking, a big box store, and you see these play sets that look vinyl wrapped, the difference is, I had one of those for my own home. 2 or 3 years, it was collapsing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The water still gets in. It's not treated underneath the wrapped. The plastic is a lot thinner.
And some of them don't even have wood inside of them. So now you're talking about vinyl that has nothing inside, keeping it from
the fasteners are not stainless, so they rust, and it's very difficult. And they deteriorate rather quickly. But these Amish-made things are made to withstand the weather and to stay up, right?
Yeah, oh, definitely. And we actually I just sold one the other day, and they're really popular. We have a couple of them right in stock that you can come look at.
Yeah.
I also have one display that we actually have for sale that you can come purchase. And
you can buy the display unit.
Yep, you can buy it.
And you can customize these.
Absolutely.
Like if you want a tower house in the middle with swings on out one way and this way, and your rock wall. All kinds of options, right?
Absolutely. I mean, their catalog is 62 pages, full color. I mean, it's just, they have so many options. They keep adding stuff. I mean, this year they added a hammock swing and a fireman's pole.
Nice.
And an Alex's lemonade stand. I mean, there's like so many things. I mean, you go through this book, and the way their book is set up is it's got like the first 35 pages or so is a bunch of pre-made sets that they've put together. And then the rest of it is they do it in steps. You choose the type of tower that you want, and then you choose the type of entrances and stuff like that. So there's just so many options. Come in, we'll take you out there. We'll show them to you. If you can't come in right away, give me a call, 337-8228. We'll talk about it and figure out what's going to suit your needs.
Take a look at them today.
Oh, yeah.
Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. Brooks Ritter, everybody. And now, live from the Weller Mobile, somewhere on the roadway of Sussex County, is Jim Weller. Jim, hello, we see you. Can you hear us, Jim?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're live. What do you want to say to the audience? We miss you here today.
Well, I miss being there, and y'all are doing great. I just arrived at Apple Scrapple, and I'm getting ready to go walk the town and look for some bargains and see what's going on. It is a rain or shine event, so I want to encourage people to come on out to the Apple Scrapple Festival today. I'm parking at T.S. Smith's, and I'm going to ride the bus in. I think you can park on the other side of town over towards where Jimmy's Grill is also and take a bus in. So they've got it very organized. It's all set out. They have put blacktop all over the roads. They put the sidewalks out, and they are ready for thousands upon thousands of people to descend on Bridgeville. But before you go there, just stop by Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville, go in and just say good morning to everybody while you're there. And if you can't stop, toot your horn 3 times, so that way I know it's the special Apple Scrapple sign as you go by. But big event today. Weller's is open today. Dan, I really, really, really appreciate you getting up early and coming out and doing this on a Saturday. You're really good at it, and you have worked way beyond what I thought you would do. You've just done a great job. So thanks. Wow. It's hard to juggle everything, and you do wonderful at it. So other than that, I don't have anything else to say. How are you holding up?
Doing great. No problem. Having a great time here. I like being at Smith's Cafe. The good people here. Good food. It's awesome. I like this whole technical setup, too, that we can do a television show and join you on Facebook at the same time. Kind of crazy.
It's amazing. Colin and Catch It Live does a great job. Have you had any food yet?
I have not. I'm waiting till 10.
Well, why don't you at least try the Krabby Burger?
All right. It's a burger and a crab cake?
Yes. So it's a burger. Starts out like with a piece of bread. Then they put the burger, cheese, another piece of bread, crab meat, more cheese, another piece of bread, and then they squish it down like a grilled cheese and cook it, and it's fantastic.
I'm going to get mine with extra cheese, Jim.
I would, Dan. I really would, because you can never have enough cheese. You know, so squeezing cheese is a really good thing.
Have fun at Apple Scrapple, my friend.
I'll see y'all.
All right. It's Jim Weller on Facebook. We're going to hear about dog kennels. Is that right, guys? Are we ready to go? In a minute, we're going to go to dog kennels. All right. We have had a great time broadcasting here on My Cozy TV. I want to thank our guests that have come by today. We had a good time talking with Jake Moss and Joan Neal from Young Life, Bob Backman from WRDE TV, and Barry Adkins from Dry Zone. Next week on the show, we have Jim Martin from the ACE Center. Jim Martin, who has done so much great work in our area with homeless and those in need, and those who are simply lonely and need connection to a community, people in crisis. Very interesting guy, what he has done. I think you'll be fascinated to hear his stories and the very latest. That's coming up next week. And Kevin Short will be here from Mid-South Audio next week. He is a very interesting guy, and I love talking with him as well. So that'll be next week here on Weller Does Delmarva. First of all, let's learn about dog kennels.
One more thing I want to show you is dog kennels. These are made by the Amish, the same people that make our sheds. Nice dog kennel. Notice it has a floor in it, so you can just rinse off whatever you need to rinse off, and it'll just fall on the ground. Nice chain link fence, very well built A-frame roof with shingles. So this is a perfect kind of dog kennel, whether you got a big dog or a little dog. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little door in there that, you know, the dog takes his nose and opens it up. And then he goes on in there, and he's got a way to get out of the weather, or you can put his food in there, or whatever you want to do. So if you need a dog kennel, believe it or not, they include delivery and setup. Also, that's included in the price. Sometimes you get them the same day. If not, you might get them a day or two later, unless you want to special order one, and you can do that too. So if you need a dog kennel, a shed, anything, we can help you out. Gazebos. We even have chicken coops. We need to do a chicken coop commercial here one of these days. So anyway, that's it for now. Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville, 337-8228, Wellers.com on the web. Call us, come see us, tell your friends about us, or at least blow your horn twice when you go by. That way I'll know you saw this video. Thanks a lot. I'll see you. I got to go. Goodbye.
We are live on My Cozy TV. This is a live show, not recorded. It is, just to prove it, it's Saturday. I wish I had a newspaper. I could show you the headline. It's Saturday morning, the 14th. Okay? of October. It's great to be here, and I am joined here at Smith's Cafe in Seaford by Alexandra. Hello, how are you, ma'am?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Great. You know, I have 8 children, and one of my daughter's middle name is Alexandra.
Oh, well, that was my grandmother's name.
I like it. I have a daughter named Opal Alexandra.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And there we go. We met another Alexandra here today. So you're here now because you just ate breakfast.
Oh, I had a wonderful breakfast.
Tell me about it.
Oh, well, every time we come here, we always have good food. I said that all the time. The dinners are exceptional. I like the seafood. Right. But today the breakfast was very good. It's the first time I have had breakfast here. And it was very good.
You'd recommend it. You keep coming back, right?
I do recommend it.
And let's see here. We're going to do this on live television. I'm going to turn a microphone on and hand it to this gentleman, this young man over here. What is your name, sir? Just talk right into that. What's your name, sir?
Glenn.
Glenn, where are you from?
Originally Jersey.
Yeah?
You shouldn't say that.
That's okay. Yeah, you're okay with me, Glenn. You're all right with me. I know some people might immediately stop listening to everything you have to say at this point.
Yeah.
But you're from Jersey. Good to have. How long have you been here?
7
Hold
years.
that right up to your mouth.
7 years now.
Okay. Well, welcome.
We did like everybody else from Jersey. We all ran down here to get cheap taxes.
Absolutely. So whereabouts do you live these days?
Seaford.
Seaford.
You live in Seaford.
Yeah,
okay.
Seaford.
So you're in New Jersey, and you end up in Seaford, Delaware. We know Delaware's attractive because of the taxes, but why did you end up in Seaford? How did you end up where you are?
Well, I have 2 daughters here in Delaware. One has the Cultured Pearl restaurant over in at the beach.
Yeah, Rehoboth.
That's my one daughter.
We love it.
And another one has the endoscopy center in Seaford.
All right.
She and her husband. So that's why I'm over here.
Okay.
Don't see much of them, but I know they're around.
Yeah, you're close by. So tell me about what you like about this restaurant.
You can't beat it.
Yeah.
They're polite. You come in, you get seated, you have a marvelous dinner. The price is very normal.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great place.
Cool. Good to meet you. Good to
really
see you.
great.
Thank you.
place.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Thanks for coming by. Let's hear it for these
Thank
folks. Live television. And I have no idea what they're going to say, by the way.
I know.
You know?
You're lucky with him.
We're lucky with him, right? We no need to go on a delay. He was very nice this morning. But Colin is going to come up here and talk to us about Walls Service Center here in a moment. But really great to have you there. 2 people that they just said, hey, they just ate breakfast. Can they come on television and tell everyone how it went? And sure. And I like he liked talking with the microphone.
Yeah, well, it's a pointer too, Dan. It doubles as a pointer.
It was a pointer. It was a little hard to keep him on
over
microphone.
here. So that was good. But
good guy.
Not everybody's a
That's
trained
why
professional.
I normally would hold the microphone, but I'm way over here. And
right.
That's why you hold the microphone.
Right.
If you ever wonder why a TV news guy holds the microphone.
Yeah, except have you seen Jim interview somebody with one microphone?
What does he do?
It stays right here, and he talks. He thinks he can talk loud enough to hear.
You got to move it.
That's right.
It's designed to move. So it's good to talk to you. Colin is here.
Yes.
He has a business called Walls Service Center, and he's going to tell you why you should go there to take your.
Well, a little bit before that, where else? Anywhere can you get this on a Saturday morning television show?
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
It's a unique situation in America today.
It is.
On television broadcasting today.
Right.
I don't know of any place that's doing it. What TV stations do live remotes every week?
Every week.
At a place like this.
Or even, in-studio radio show every day during the week, a local radio show. So it's very interesting. And you had Bob Backman on, the owner of WRDE, and he's one of the reasons all of this has been possible. He's allowed us to do all this, to take over his station.
Right. And people scan by and they go,
What in the world? What are they sitting in a restaurant?
Yeah, and then they curiosity is piqued, and they figure out, wow, this is a real show that's going on right now.
Well, I think people even to begin with question whether it's really live. Oh, it's one of those, they've taped it, and
They probably rerun this every week.
Right.
No, they
it
don't.
really is live.
Right.
And we've not, you know what? We've not missed a live show. The Weller Does Delmarva show has been a live show for how many?
Weller Does Delmarva is on show number 214.
214
on
consecutive
radio.
weeks.
And 92 consecutive weeks on My Cozy TV. And that is amazing. 10 weeks here at Smith's Cafe.
Right, yeah. So it's just great to be on Delmarva and Sussex County in particular here.
One of the
to be
things
a
that
part of
we
this.
like to do on the show is to tell people about products and services that are available that they will need. And if you have a car or a truck, you're going to need to get it serviced at some point. Here's Colin to tell you about that.
That is the professional. You can tell he's moving things forward and getting me onto my commercial where it needs to be. Wall Service Center. We're in downtown Milford. We've been there since 1958. And if you need your car worked on, we can take care of it. You know, we're just a hometown garage. You know, a lot of people still call us a garage, and that's really what we are. We started out as a 2-bay garage over in downtown Milford, over kind of, if you're familiar with Milford, where the senior center is, in their back parking lot. That's where the original Dick's Atlantic, my grandfather started it. That's where the original Atlantic gas station garage had 2 bays there. We worked on cars, and that's where it all began in 1958. He actually bought it from his brother-in-law, my uncle, and so it's been around longer than that. So anyway, we were an Atlantic gas station, and of course, the Atlantic became Arco, and we moved into different things. We actually became an unbranded independent gas station sometime in the 80s, I think, and you know, we've kind of gotten rid of the gas now. It's more of a game for the big companies, Wawa's and the Royal Farms. But we still work on cars. You know, that's what we started out as, working on cars, and we're still doing it 59 years later. So we can take care of pretty much any need with your car. We can check it out. We can do a regular service job on it, oil change. And when we do that, we're going to give you an inspection list. We look everything over. We make sure that it's roadworthy, and you know, we kind of look to see if there's anything coming up that you're going to need. We had a guy yesterday, you know, and he was getting ready to take a trip, and he's going to need some brakes soon. He said, "Well, am I okay to take a trip?" Yeah, he was okay to take the trip, but after you take the trip, your next oil change after that, you're probably going to need to have brakes done on the front of it. And you know, he said okay, and he really appreciated that we gave him that heads up. A lot of people like to budget for things, and if we can give you some advance notice of something that's going to need to be done to your car, that's what we want to do at Wall Service Center. So give us a call, 422-8110. Stop in. We're at 220 Northeast Front Street, downtown Milford. Or you can just go to wallservicecenter.com on the web. All of our information's right there, and you can schedule an appointment there. Believe it or not, that's one of the unique things that we have. You can actually schedule an appointment right on our website there. So anyway, Dan?
Yes. Am I allowed to text during the show?
You can text during the show.
All right, good, because I am already.
Okay.
I didn't ask permission before I started doing it.
You're asking forgiveness instead of
someone was
permission.
asking, you know, about if they do major repairs. Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
I was telling them yes.
Nice.
As a matter of fact, they do major repairs.
Cool.
So that's what I was trying to figure out. Now, what happens over at Weller's Utility Trailers? Let's find out. Here's Brooks Ritter. Good morning, Brooks.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. We have time to talk about all the products and services you offer and various things you want to spotlight.
Sure. The store is actually open. You have Earl and Terry and Brandon there at the moment. I'll be there about 11:15ish or so. But we're really making a big push for trailers today. We'd like to sell about 10 trailers today if that's at all possible. So if you are in need, come on in, ask for any one of us, and we'll get you fixed up. I think we have Dean from Smith's.
Yeah, he's Dean's going to come here in a minute. He's getting in the green room. The green room. He's getting some pictures taken, some still shots taken right now. So Dean from Smith's. I remember he brought us a sample of some Maryland crab soup the last time I was a guest host, and also some other crab dishes. And we're going to find out what he's bringing next. So let's hear it for Dean from Smith's Cafe. Live on My Cozy TV, and we're moving at the speed of live here. Oh my goodness, that's a beautiful club sandwich. I hope you can zoom in on that, guys. I'm going to put it at the front of the table before I start eating it. That is awesome.
That's our turkey club.
Tell me about it, Dean.
Well, we just don't serve seafood. We sell sandwiches, nice sandwiches. We got our turkey club. We put 4 slices of turkey. We get lettuce, tomato, bacon. It comes with one side.
Oh, a side?
A side comes with it also. You can get fries, you get onion rings, you get macaroni and cheese, coleslaw, whatever you want.
Man, old school, man. You could go onion rings or fries with that.
Yep.
That's great. Big
Anything.
pickle. Look at that.
Yep, it comes with a pickle. If you don't want the side, it can come with a bag of chips, pickle and chips.
So you get all that and a bag of chips?
Yep.
So what can you tell me about this? On the menu every day, these club sandwiches?
This is on our menu every day. We got BLT clubs, we got ham clubs, chicken salad club, turkey club.
You guys have been busy today, Dean. Has business started to increase over the last several weeks?
Yeah, it's been. I don't know about last week. I wasn't here. So,
Okay,
but it's been pretty busy.
Seems busy.
Last night was a real good night. So we had beef and dumplings last night. So they sold.
Wow, it seems very busy. Like this whole room is busy, and that other room over there is getting full. People are in here for breakfast, and you're getting new people come in all the time that figure out, hey, there's a restaurant inside the Teen Challenge building there.
Yeah, people still find out that we're here. They never knew we were here the whole time.
This is the Teen Challenge Thrift Shop, which is on Route 13 in the northbound lane in Seaford. I hate to say it this way, but it's behind Grotto. That's just, I don't like mentioning another restaurant when you're paying the bill here today, but that's just where it is. That helps you find it. And it used to be a Food Lion shopping center that's turned into this giant Teen Challenge thrift store, and then the restaurant takes up the whole end of it.
Oh, yeah. We got the whole section in the back that holds about 70 people. In the back, this in here holds about 60, 65.
Yeah.
In here.
Man, that sandwich smells so good. I am going to tear that thing up.
And then like I said, we also we're taking reservations now for Thanksgiving. We're going to be open Thanksgiving. Okay. We got a whole Thanksgiving buffet that everybody can give their mom a day off. Let them come here and eat. They have to make reservations. Okay. Or you can do carryouts, but you have to order them ahead of time.
Okay, so how do we make reservation? You want to give a phone number or something?
You guys come in to the front counter, and they'll take your name, how many you got. You pay then. They give you tickets.
Oh, okay.
And tell them how many you got. We got 3 different sessions. We're going to have one at 11, one at 2, and one at 5. And there's 2 hours, all you can eat. Then some people say, I guess I don't want turkey or ham.
2 hours, all you can eat?
Yep, 2 hours. And then
put a timer on you.
So you can also upgrade. You can get a slice of prime rib or a crab cake for a little bit more money. Nice. But then you also still get the turkey, ham, buffet, dessert, drinks. I think it's going to be like 11 different sides.
No dishes.
No dish. No, nobody has to do no dishes. We do them all.
Yeah, man. Of course. That's pretty cool, Dean. I like that. Really neat. Thanks for coming over here.
Thank you.
I love it here. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. It's good to talk to Dean here at Smith's Cafe. And once again, if you just take a look at that, I'll just tip it up briefly, and we'll get a shot of this on My Cozy. Look at that. It is packed tight. Isn't that a beautiful-looking club? That's like... on the diner menu, when I was a kid, they would have pictures of the sandwiches you could get, and that's the kind of picture you would see of a beautiful club like that, and you're watching it on television. Really good. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Weller Does Delmarva here on My Cozy TV.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here, and I wanted to tell you about another crazy, silly thing that we sell at Weller's. I bought a boatload of these, a small boat, but anyway, I bought a bunch of them. It is an umbrella, as you can see, a glass top table, and 4 chairs, all for one money. You'd say, well, how much would you pay for that? Well, I just recently saw them at the big box stores, the big box store, for $127 for all 6 items. But at Weller's, the deals are always sweller at Weller's, and here you go. Ready for it? $99 for all 6 items. That's right. So you get 4 chairs, and they're very comfy. 4 chairs, 1 table, 1 umbrella, while supplies last, $99 available at Weller's in Bridgeville. That's like less than $17 an item. Okay? We're not selling them individually, though. And the things on the table don't come with it. And everything in the background doesn't come with it. It's the table, the umbrella, and 4 chairs for $99. Check us out on the web at Wellers.com. Call me on the phone, 337-8228. check me out at Facebook. Like our page there, Weller's Utility Trailers, or come see us on Route 13 in Bridgeville. I got to go. Have a blessed day. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye. Hey, everybody, it's me again, just saying thanks a lot for tuning in to Weller Does Delmarva. We're celebrating our 4th year of doing this show, so whether you listen on Delaware 105.9, you watch it on My Cozy TV, or my Facebook page, or you watch it live or later at Weller Does Delmarva, maybe you've been on the show, you support the show, we thank you very much. Smith's Cafe, we sure do appreciate you allowing us to do the show at the restaurant and for helping underwrite the cost of doing the show. Smith's Cafe is the place for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I personally endorse it and love eating there. Okay, another thing. Today's a big birthday in the Weller family. My son Jimmy, today is his birthday, so happy birthday, Jimmy Weller. And I wanted to let you know I'm not with you today because I'm in Salisbury, Maryland, because my wife Denise has been training for the past year. She's took up taking spin class. She joined the Y and goes swimming, and she bought a carbon fiber bicycle, and she's been training to ride in the Seagull Century. It's a 100-mile bike ride. Now, she just rode 50 miles last Saturday in the MS Bike to the Bay fundraiser event, and then today she is riding in Salisbury in the Seagull Century. 100 miles on a bike on purpose, and I'm very proud of you, Denise. So anyway, my son-in-law Jason also rode 75 miles last Saturday, 75 miles last Sunday in the Bike to the Bay event, and then he's riding today 100 miles in the Seagull Century. And Jason is a good young man, and he has MS. He's riding with MS, and he fights it, and he does a good job. He's a great son-in-law, husband, and father, and employee, and I'm very proud of him. So I've got this going on today. That's why I'm not there doing the show live. So I want to say thank you to Dan Gaffney. Thank you to Brooks Ritter, Katie, Colin II, for all of you getting up so early, making sure everything works and happens, and putting on a good show. And for my audience, thank you very much. God bless you all. Have a good weekend, and I will see you when I see you. All right, take it away, Dan. See you. Bye.
Well, I just want you to see the remnants of the Turkey Club. Look at that. Nice close-up, guys. It's gone. We had a few people come around and taste it. It was as good as it looks. Yeah, absolutely. We love it. Did you get a chance to have some of that, Brooks? What's that?
I had a bite.
It's good, right?
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I have had nothing. Everything I've had here has been excellent. It's just their food is really good.
Absolutely. Well, it's you and me, right? We're going to talk about Weller's Utility Trailers, the sponsor of this show. And Brooks Ritter is from Weller's. And let's talk about where you are. First of all, you're in Bridgeville, and you offer a lot of things.
Absolutely. Right. We're right where the 404 bypass comes out. Instead of going into town on 404, you take the bypass, brings you out to Route 13. And we're right there, pretty much at that intersection. You can't miss us. We have swing sets out front. You'll see sheds and trailers, a big building. So you can't miss us if you're coming south. And then coming north, we're about a mile north of the light where McDonald's and Sonic are. And then, talking about sheds, we have a wide variety of sheds. We have them available for purchase right there at the building. You come on in. We have, normally we have anywhere from 70 to 80 sheds in stock. Right now we're a little light because we've been selling a lot of sheds here lately. So, but we do have quite a few in stock.
What do you think now? Is this like a busy time of the year? Are people buying them, to get ready to store stuff for winter, or what's going on?
A lot of people have, I'm hearing, like a common story I've heard, I have stuff in storage. And I'm just, it's the time of the year where we're getting ready to spend money for Christmas, this, that, and the other, and I'm trying to eliminate some bills if I can. So I'm like, the amount of money that I'm putting into storage, why not just buy a shed? The prices are incredible, and then, we can get it delivered sometimes as quick as same day, next day, within a week. Yeah.
Oh.
Just depending on the circumstances. And then if you come in and we
do they come from somewhere else, or do they come right off your lot? Or both?
Well, they're built in Lancaster,
right,
Pennsylvania. They come down to us.
Okay.
We have a bunch in stock, so you can pick from any of those.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones you're going to get delivered the quickest.
Gotcha.
But if you go out there and say, hey, I really like this one, but I want this color. I like this one, but I'd rather have it in vinyl instead of wood siding. they can be special built just for you. I mean, what you want. And then if they don't have the color that you want, and you have a certain type of siding on your house, and the homeowners association says it's got to match. You get us a sample of your siding. We'll get that to the shed company, and they'll actually get that siding, put that on your shed, make it match your house, and then get it delivered to you. So
very good. So your shed headquarters, all right, at Weller's. And now,
one more thing on the sheds.
Yeah, please.
If you're, we go to deliver it. Let's just say you have a fence or something like that. There's no way to get the shed where you want it. They can actually build the shed on site. So that's an option as well. So if you're somewhere where you just don't have the space to get it where you want it. You got space to put it somewhere, but you just can't get it from the
getting it there is going to be difficult, yeah.
Exactly. They have that option as well. So
they'll come in sections or what have you.
Exactly. And then put it together. Like they'll build the walls and then come and assemble it on site.
Unbelievable.
So there's so many options to get what you want and then get it in a timely manner.
I got to ask you, has anyone unofficially bought a shed to turn into a mini home that you know of? Just curious.
I personally haven't sold one that way. I thought I heard Brandon talking to somebody.
Right. He was going to do the conversion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
you see that online, right?
Oh yeah, I can see it being possible. I mean, they're built well. They're built similar to a house would being built.
Right.
Me personally, I need a little bit more space than that.
You're not going to live in 200 square feet.
No. Now you see the tiny home thing. I sold trailers for people to turn into tiny homes.
Right.
So if you're looking to...
Where they build a house on the frame of the trailer.
Exactly. We have some trailers that are heavy enough to be able to support that. So if you're looking for something like that, give us a call and we can help you out. But again... I
just have to ask you. It's like a big trend, and people watch videos and television shows about it. I just wondered.
Yeah, I can't believe people can live in that little bit of space. But see, I'm also a big guy, so I take up a lot of space. So
right. You might need 220 square feet.
Exactly.
Instead of 200, right?
But yeah,
bump out the side of about another 6 inches.
Exactly.
Be all right, Brooks.
Little more height. I'm 6'4", so ceilings tend to get close.
Yeah, that's where you put your bedroom. By the way, you make a loft in the top of the shed.
And I can see what would happen on that. I'd wake up, I'd sit up, and boom, head in the ceiling.
Right. There's not a lot of headroom there.
Yeah.
What else do you want to promote from Weller's Utility Trailers? Look, it's sheds, it's trailers. We've talked a lot about trailers today, and lots of other things, including service. If you already own a trailer, I guess you get it serviced there too.
Absolutely. We have a full service shop. We can repack your wheel bearings. That's something a lot of people don't think about. But if you're using your trailer a lot, there's wheel bearings inside the hub there. They need to be inspected and checked over. Get some fresh grease in there. Dirt and things tend to find their ways in there, or just using it. You burn that grease up and heat it up, and it just becomes thinner, and it doesn't work as well. So, we can pull that apart, check everything over, make sure the bearings are still in good order. Replace the seals, check out the spindles, the axles. Make sure your jack's working well, the brakes are working well if you have brakes. We can add accessories. We got contractors that, have an enclosed trailer. They're looking to put ladder racks on the top, or, a landscaper that has an enclosed trailer and wants to carry trimmer racks. We have trimmer racks for inside an enclosed trailer or on the side of an open trailer. So we have many accessories that we can install right there at the store for you.
All right. Brooks, thank you so much. Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. We've come to the time of the show where we like to do a little trivia game and trivia contest, and we are going to pass the wireless mic around just to see how people answer this question. Who is more likely to pick up food that has fallen on the floor and eat it? Men or women? According to a new study. Colin, I'll ask you first. Colin? I don't know. Some of these folks might not be on camera, but we are going to pass a microphone so you can hear them. Who's more likely to pick up and eat food that has fallen on the floor, man or woman?
I'm going to say women.
You say women?
Yes.
Okay. Why would you say that?
Because they don't like to be wasteful.
Okay. Very interesting. There we go. Colin 2, cameraman Colin.
Men, because I've seen Brooks do it before while we were here.
Oh.
Why you gotta call me out like that?
Okay, because you've actually seen it, and Brooks has dropped something on the floor and eaten it.
Hey, the floor was clean.
I don't blame you.
It appeared that way.
But so you say because you've seen men do it, and Brooks, what is your answer?
I'm going to go with men.
You're also going to say men?
Yeah.
Why, because we're more gross or something?
No. I just don't think most men aren't as, afraid of germs as
Fair enough. What is your guess?
Women, definitely, because moms made up the 5-second rule. You know that, right?
Oh, the 5-second
Yes,
rule.
of course.
Okay. Mom's made it up for the kids. All right, very good. Bob Backman is our last person to guess, and then I'll reveal the answer.
I hate food that's dropped on the floor, so I have to say women.
All right. Surprisingly, maybe the answer is more women. Yep. More women than men confess to eating something they've dropped on the floor. And not surprisingly, by the way, cookies and candy, the number one answer, more likely than vegetables to be picked up and eaten.
More valuable.
It's more valuable, right? I am not wasting that candy or cookie.
Right.
The vegetable I can let pass.
I am not scooping that hummus up off the floor. But those M&Ms I will.
Yeah, exactly. Good point, Colin. Good point. I want to thank Bob Backman for being our guest today from WRDE. Let's hear it for Bob Backman. He's a great guy. He was a good guest. Good guest, fired up about things. Very good guy to talk to. We also want to thank Barry from Dry Zone for being here. He'll be here next week as well. Let's hear it for Barry from Dry Zone. And we also had the opportunity to hear from the folks at Young Life, one of the many Young Life departments or agencies or groups, I guess I should say, that operate in our area. Jake Moss and Joan Neal, thank you very much for coming by. Next week on Weller Does Delmarva, I'll be guest hosting for Jim Weller, who will be away, and we'll be here live at Smith's Cafe. So why don't you plan now, if you're watching us, to come out and see how the show is put together live. We're here early. We start the show at 7 a.m., but people are here as early as 5:30 at Smith's Cafe having breakfast. So you're invited to come on by next week and join us in Seaford, Delaware at Smith's Cafe inside the Teen Challenge thrift store, the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift store, which is a great place that you might want to spend some time and watch. Spend some time and shop here, because when you shop at Delmarva Teen Challenge, you support the efforts of a rehabilitation program that has a very low recidivism rate, a very high level of success. Men with life-controlling issues, alcoholism, drug addiction, gambling addiction, who knows what other life-controlling issues that have collapsed them into a tragic situation, have found their lives turned around and in complete recovery and becoming useful and productive citizens again through the efforts of Delmarva Teen Challenge. So your shopping at the Teen Challenge thrift store supports that efforts. On behalf of Jim Weller, I'm Dan Gaffney. I want to thank you very much on behalf of the entire staff here of Catch It Live and the television station. Have a great week.